Mustangs looking for to meet the third consecutive Yates Cup as they take on Evan Hillick, just warming up on in the semifinal action. Captain's going out completion to rate to meet second in the league for total yards. Had 19 touchdowns. Evan Hillick just warming up on the sidelines, and so 70% completion rate. Looking second in the league for total yards. Had 19 touchdowns against just 3 interceptions. The officiating crew for today: Henry Chu is the referee. Adam Hinks looking to repeat the umpire. Glenn Hill, the down judge. Ryan looking to add a third to his resume. Kevin Collins, the officiating crew for today: Henry Chu is the back judge. Brian Grigg is the field judge and the supervisor. The down judge Ryan is Murray, the line judge. Kevin Collins, the side judge. Andre Ledoux, I don't know. The back judge Brian Grigg is the field judge and the supervisor up in the booth. Last game is Murray Drinkwalter, where they messed up the coin toss. I don't know if you caught it, Todd. Remember when Western had to kick off twice?
Yeah.
Last game against Laurier. There was a little bit of a...
Officials are able to make mistakes, too, sometimes.
Well, not the officials. Remember when Western had to kick off twice? Made the wrong call.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There was a little bit of a...
Officials are able to make mistakes,
we review that.
Sometimes.
Well, not the officials. Win the toss or lose the toss. If the other team wins the toss, what do we do?
And so I talked to Greg Marshall about that.
We don't want to kick off twice. We review that. We don't want to kick off twice. So you can win the toss or lose this week. When they gave up, they chose to end. What do we do? So right away, we don't want to kick off decided twice. To concede, so we don't want to kick off end in the first half. That's what happened last week when they gave up. They chose to end the ball again in the second half, and right away, so Laurier decided to concede. So Western chose end quick drive. They then, okay, guess we get the Western, forced to block the ball again in the second half. So that really kind of started Laurier's comeback because they had a good return, they had a quick drive, they then 3 and out on Western, forced to block punt.
So it was like to spend time with the captains on the sideline before and go through the whole rigmarole. All right, if they win and they defer, and sometimes you don't get an opportunity to do that.
So the Mustangs will
receive
this kickoff.
And the captains sometimes forget.
It is Daniel Kabongo and Savon Magne-Jones. So the Mustangs will receive this kickoff. And we've talked about Kabongo. It is Daniel Kabongo and Savon, exceptional player, great receiver, who are going don't want to expose him too much in the special teams. And we've talked about Kabongo. But that's why a guy like Daniel Kabongo, Savon Magne-Jones, who is a great exceptional player, great receiver, 2 punt returners. Don't want to expose him too much in the special teams game. But that's why a guy like Daniel Kabongo, who is a great addition, an electric returner, 2 punt returners,
full lanes and lots of room to go. But he is a spry runner. He is athletic. He is quick. He can juke.
Which you don't see often.
No. Usually with the kick off return, you have full lanes and lots of room to go. But he is a spry runner.
So Tyler Mullen,
athletic. He is quick. He can juke.
Has it teed up from the 45.
On the return game all season.
Kabongo and Magne-Jones are back, and this game. So Tyler Mullen is on. Kabongo from his 10. Has it teed up from the 45. Cuts it back, looking for a hole. Has a little Kabongo and Magne-Jones are back, and he's up to about the 30-yard line. Is on. So it'll be Evan Hillick from his 10, leading the Mustang offense. Cuts it back, looking for a hole as they start from their own 30-yard line. He's up to about the 30-yard line. Hillick. So it'll be Evan Hillick leading the Mustang offense. 19 touchdowns on the season as they start from their own 30-yard line. But the big adjustment for the Mustangs is Hillick not having their 70% completion rate. OUA MVP in the backfield. 19 touchdowns on the season against just 3 interceptions. But the big adjustment for the Mustangs, broken ankle. So not start today will be Troy Thompson. We will see a lot of MVP in the backfield for the first time in a number of years. Keon Edwards, 3 receivers to the right. That's the wide field with a broken ankle. So taking the start today will be Troy Thompson. We will see a lot down the middle. Oh, and it's knocked down right at the line. The mix as well. So that was Justin Pace, the middle linebacker, who got his hand on the ball, looking for action. Looked like Magne-Jones. Down the middle. Oh, and it's knocked down right at the line. Seth Robertson. So that was Justin Pace, the middle linebacker, who got his hand on the ball, looking for it. Looked like Magne-Jones.
That was going to Seth Robertson.
So Masseri on the short field with Magne-Jones inside him. Robertson wide with Jamal. Play action quickly to the outside. Masseri on the catch, looking for room. So Masseri on the short field with Magne-Jones inside him. So third down and 4 with Jamal. And the Mustangs on their first possession. Masseri on the catch, looking for room. Masseri's going to be tackled after a gain of, let's make it 6. So third down and 4. And the Mustangs on their first possession look like they're forced to punt.
The nice little alley screen they ran there. They hitched to the wide receiver, and they send the offensive lineman out to the edge to block the half in the corner to try and slide.
So this is an area the Mustangs have worked on. They had a punt blocked last week and returned for a touchdown that really helped propel Laurier's comeback. So this is an area the Mustangs have worked on. They had a punt blocked last week to the sideline for a touchdown that really helped propel Laurier's comeback. Steps out of bounds, and Queens will get their first position spiral to the sideline. 38-yard line. Back to the 31-yard line.
That was a nice punt to the field side. You don't
steps out of bounds, and
punting the ball to the
will
field
get their
side,
first
so
position at their own 38-yard line.
Did have some cover guys getting wide outside. That was a
so
nice punt to the field side. You don't often it's always a bit of a gamble punting the ball to the field side, so I have to wonder if that was designed. Luckily, Western did have some cover guys getting wide outside, so perhaps it might have been. It's always a bit of a gamble.
So Alex Freakin getting the start, first game action since they last played the Mustangs. So he's been out for the last 6 games, including playoffs. So Alex Freakin getting the start, first game action since they last played the Mustangs. In the backfield. Freakin back to pass. He's been out for the last the middle. 6 games, drops it off. Playoffs, like he's got a catch. And it'll be Jared Cesare. Cedric Smith, offset to the right in the backfield. Down and short. Freakin back to pass, over the middle. Drops it off, and it looks like he's got a catch to his receiver, Cedric Smith, and it's going to be second down and short.
To start this game, let him get his feet wet. And I think they're going to give Freakin a few easy zone type of passing routes to start this game.
So short yardage offense in for the Gaels
for 7 weeks or 6 weeks. And let him settle into this game.
Looks like Anthony Souls was the running back. So short yardage offense in for the Gaels. So Souls is their short yardage running back. Like Anthony Souls 9 touchdowns on the season.
He's close to the
He's good for
first
64 yards a game. Cesare, who had a streak of Souls is their short yardage running back. Of the season. 9 touchdowns, averaged 148 yards a game. He's good for 64 yards a game. 7 Cesare, who had a streak of 200-yard plus. So it's third down and short. Averaged 148 and it's going to be Russell Weir, short yardage quarterback. Touchdowns. First gamble of the game going to Steve Snyder and the Gaels. Third down and short. Weir. And it's going to be Russell Weir, short yardage quarterback. First gamble of the game going to from Riley McLeod. Steve Snyder looks like they get the ball the nose to the 50-yard line. Surges. And the Gaels will have a first down.
I like that decision. You know, you get to that point.
Takes a hit from Riley McLeod, but it looks like they get the ball the nose to the 50-yard line.
Interior line.
And the Gaels will have a first down.
I like that decision. You know, you get to that point. Sometimes you need to build momentum middle of the field. Western, take a shot. You're going to get against a pretty stout interior line against Western. Do you go for it? Do you kick it? You know, sometimes you need to build momentum
is the deep back, 3 receivers.
Take a shot, have a go, take the chance, and they got it there.
Freakin's right, back to pass. He's got a back out of the flat. There's Cesare. So Cesare is the deep back, 3 receivers, 2 yards short of the first down. Freakin's right, back to pass. He's got a back out of the field flat. There's Cesare. Leaking out. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down.
To the top. Queens empty does. They've seen this field side there. They had 3-by-0. Toronto ran this against on the boundary. Laurier ran this against them. They empty that back side. What it does, it forces it to do they've seen this happen against Western a few times this season. That field. Toronto ran this against them. Laurier ran this against them. They empty that back side. And what it does, it forces it to do before the corner up over top.
So here we go.
Same formation.
3 into the field again. This time handing it off. There's Souls. Oh, he's caught in the backfield. Looks like it's a loss of 1 on the play. Anthony Souls, to the field nowhere to go. This time handing it off. There's good upfield pressure by that Mustang defensive line. Looks like it's a loss of 1 on the play. Anthony Souls, nowhere to go.
Take the chance and go for on third down here.
And good upfield pressure by that Mustang defensive line.
Here's an opportunity for them to gain some field position. And Queens is not going to take the chance and go for on third down here. They send the punt unit on.
So when you look at that stout defensive line from Von Muhldorfer, Ezion Worry, Malcolm Fraser, Jake Unstead, they're tough to run against inside. So when you look at that stout defensive line from Von Muhldorfer, Ezion Worry, Malcolm Fraser, Jake Unstead, they're tough to run against inside. So Queens will kick the ball, taking a sideways bounce, getting out at the 27. That was their punter, Aiden Callan, second-year player out of Medicine Hat, Alberta. So Queens will kick the ball, taking a sideways bounce, getting out at the 27. That was their punter, Aiden Callan, second-year player out of Medicine Hat, Alberta. And the Mustangs will have their second possession.
It was a great decision, but didn't quite get all. I don't think that's the punt. The punter wanted to get off there. I think he'd like to would have been a little bit nicer. At least 10 more yards on that punt. I mean, angling out of bounds is a great decision, but they got a chance to do what they did the first series. You know, having the ball at the 15 or the 10 would have been a little bit nicer, but no matter. They have Western backed up in their own end, and now they get a chance to do what they did the first series and try
is the back.
Force Western to punt early.
Looking to go over the top. And just out of the reach of Jamal. So Dolby. And so it's going to be second and 10. The back. Hillock looking for Moss and Jamal down the sideline. Looking to go over the top.
Yeah,
let him a little bit. Looked like Jamal had good position on that play. Yeah, and so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Hillock looking for Moss and Jamal down the sideline.
Defensive back had decent coverage on that.
Yeah, let him a little bit. Looked like Jamal had good position on that play.
Yeah, looked like the ball was just a little bit wide outside for him to get underneath that. Good job by the back there. He's in coverage on that play. Western decides they're going to take a shot early and try and get that ball downfield and catch the
2nd and 10. Queens not bringing pressure. Hillock back to pass. Steps up. Looks downfield. Hillock's going to try to find the first down. 2nd and 10 to foot, and he's going to be short, bringing pressure. Hillock back to pass.
Usually a
downfield looks downfield. Hillock's going to try to find the first down. It's going to be not the fleetest of foot. He's going to be short, and so the Mustangs will have to punt again.
Usually a downfield threat.
Ethan Dolby
gets about 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 3. And so the Mustangs will have to punt again.
And is going to be matched up against a linebacker. Ethan Dolby does a great job flying out of the backfield, and you know what? I have a feeling we're going to see him a little bit more this game. That's a good little tester for them. Dolby is going to be matched up against a linebacker, and there's no way a linebacker is going to be able to man him up.
So here's A.J. Williamson.
I have a feeling we're going to see him a little bit more this game. They're
back
in
the punt. There. Queens bring it upfield pressure. Only one man back. Coach, look at the posture from the Gaels. So here's A.J. Williamson. So Williamson with the catch. Back into punt. Queens bring it upfield pressure. Only one man back. Coach, look at the posture from the Gaels on this. There's a flag on the play. So Williamson, and so it's going to come back. The receiver gets the punt off. The 36, flag at the 40, probably back to the 30-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Block from
and so it's going to come back. The receiver,
purple
at about the 36, flag at the 40, probably back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Queens is going to have a block from behind on that play. The first
Nico Quimo, the return
Mustang player, cover guy that got down
there
the Mustangs was definitely blocked in the back.
Good punt again from A.J. Williamson, who I thought as the year has gone on, take last week's block out of it. He still averaged 45 yards a punt last week. Good punt again from A.J. Williamson. As the season has gone on, as the year has gone on, take last week's block out of it. He still averaged 45 yards a punt last week.
Yeah, he's very consistent with his punts. He gets a good turnover.
As the season has gone on, I thought he's been more and more comfortable.
He's good at directionalizing it.
Back there is the punter, and he's really done a good job.
Yeah, he's very consistent with his punts. He gets a good turnover with the nose of the ball, which is what you want as a punter. He's good.
So it's Alex Vreeken on the second possession for the Gaels. They're going to start on their 22-yard line. Vreeken back to pass. Knocked down at the line. That was Soren on the second possession for the Gaels.
Who got his hand
start on their 22-yard line. And it's going to be second down back to pass. 10. Got right in the passing lane.
So a couple
knocked down at the line. That was Soren Hallschmidt, who got his hand in the way, and it's going to be second down and 10. Got right in the passing lane.
You know, you don't get that pass rush knockdowns by both defensive lines in this game to start off, and that's exactly what you want from your defensive line.
So Jude Buchanan.
You know, you don't get that
into the game. We've seen him come on pressure in certain situations, and here he comes.
Not an easy play.
Up the middle. Western bringing pressure. So Queens is able to counter, however, into the game. We've seen him come on pressure in certain situations. Quickly, and here he comes on the play, and it's going to be third Western down. Bringing pressure. Queens is able to counter, however, and it looks like Queens well protected. Had to get the ball out quickly. Gain of 8 on the play, and it's going to be third down. That was Nico Quimo on the reception, and it looks like Queens is going to have to punt.
You're going to have to punt, give them lots of space for sure, lots of cushion. Western playing a little loose on their receivers. I'm not sure if they're just trying to sort of play a little bit conservative to start this game. They're giving them lots of space, lots of cushion, and you know, they gave up the catch there, but Western's defenders knew where the first down marker was and was able to make the tackle before he crossed it.
So Kabongo is the lone returner, standing on his 40. Callan with the punt. Little end over end. Kabongo aggressive at the 45, looking for room. Kabongo has about 7 yards, and I like the north-south. Wasn't much there. Short, low punt. And with the coverage, you know, on that play, Kabongo does a good job to get to the 52-yard line. Great teams are built with the help of great supporters. You can help our players achieve their best on and off the field with a donation to the Adopt a Mustang football program. For more information, visit westernmustangs.ca. So the Mustangs gain some field position on the exchange of punts. They'll start this drive on their 52-yard line. Thompson on the handoff. Thompson with some room up the middle. Stutter steps, has a first down, and he keeps going down to the Queens 40-yard line. One thing Queens are going to discover about Troy Thompson, low and with a motor on him.
Yeah, so Troy Thompson may not have Ethan Dolby's speed, but At 5'11", 236 pounds, physics works in his favor. If he gets a full head of steam, he is difficult to bring down like a bowling ball. And if he gets past the first line, linebackers and DBs are going to have a hard time bringing him down.
1st and 10. Receivers go in motion. Play action. Hillick down the middle. Oh, Savon Magnay-Jones with a nice catch in stride, and he's tackled immediately. But the ball is placed at the 27-yard line. Ethan Hillick on point with that pass.
Yeah, Eric Colonna comes up from the safety position, is just able to get a hand on him. That receiver was either going to pay the price with a big tackle. However, he was able to evade the big hit, but gets swallowed up by the arm of the safety.
So Evan Hillick with Troy Thompson offset to the right. Hillick, play action. He's got Thompson on the screen. Well defended by Queens, though. They brought upfield pressure. My apologies to the Hillick family. Evan, not Ethan. The running back is Ethan Dolby. It's like I've been doing this for 15 years or something, Todd.
Well, Evan Hillick just threw a ball for that screen route to Troy Thompson that won about 400 kilometers an hour. He was impressive to be able to catch that. But to your point, Queens was able to sniff that screen out quickly and make the tackle for a short gain.
2nd and 8, 3 receivers to the short side. Jamal isolated to the right. Hillick looking over the middle. He's got Jamal on the out. And Jamal, just knocked down at the end. Flag on the play. Is it going to be roughing the passer? Good defense. Looked like Dawson Matthews-Reed was the cornerback. Made a nice play breaking to it, but it's going to be roughing the passer against Queens.
Hey, that was a fantastic defensive play by the defensive back. He had great position, and that's a tough route to cover. When you're running a corner route, that is to the offensive receiver's advantage because that is a long way to go. And the defensive back has to make a break and then catch up. That defender closed on that ball, number 20, and was able to get that knockdown. Great play defensively.
All for naught with the roughing the passer. 1st down, Mustangs inside the 10. Hillick to the wide side. Oh, and Jamal. I'm not sure if he was over the head of Craig Coleman or under through Moss and Jamal, but Jamal came out of the break kind of awkwardly.
Yeah, he did. And, I thought that ball was going to the fullback out of the backfield, Craig Coleman, and that line was right at him, but it was definitely overthrown over his head, so not sure where that was going.
So Thompson comes out. Ethan Dolby now in, offset to the left. 3 receivers to the right for Evan Hillick. That's where the big field is. Hillick back to pass. Goes through his read. Rolling out to the left. Drops it over the top and can't quite find Dolby. So incomplete. Dolby has run out of space, and it's going to be 3rd down. And here comes Brian Garrity for a field goal attempt. Well defended that time by Queens.
Yeah, 44, the linebacker, was able to get out on Dolby. Do you see how explosive Dolby is out of the backfield? But he was on the short side of the field, and obviously you're only limited with the amount of space and real estate you have left. But the linebacker is able to cover him up enough. Hillick isn't able to scramble out to find anyone else and has to throw the ball away. You know, it's smart play. Take the 3 points in this situation and, get on the board first.
So Garrity 17 of 24. As long as from 48, this is well within his range. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and he splits the uprights, and the Mustangs are on the board first, 3-0. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to play in this first quarter. So 3-0 Western over Queens, and you're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Welcome back to Western Alumni Stadium. Haler Samodiuk Memorial Field for this OUA semifinal game. Western with the first points, leading Queens 3-0. Gaels with possession on the 35-yard line. It is Alex Vrieken with Cesari in the backfield, offset to the left. Western bringing a little pressure. Vrieken rolling out, looking to drop it off to the sidelines. Overthrows his receiver. That was Nico Quimo again. And well defended by Jake Saunders, and it's going to be second down.
Yeah, Western had great coverage on that, and he was able to roll out, get some space. He had two options, but both guys were covered up. Western had a linebacker on the running back out of the backfield, a DB on the receiver, so not much to throw to, throws it out of bounds.
So 2nd and 10, receivers go in motion. Cesari, offset to the left. Vrieken just drops it down the middle. And it's through the arms of the receiver. No catch. And it's going to be third down. Not sure if Nixon was able to get his hand on that or not.
I think he got the tip. I think he was able to knock that out or at least deflect it enough the receiver couldn't get it. Great defensive play.
So Maseri and Kabongo will go back. Aiden Callan didn't get a great punt off last time. Looking for a better effort this time. Mustangs look to get decent field position depending on the punt. So Callan, better to Maseri from his 37. Looking for room down the sidelines. Maseri avoids one, steps out of bounds at the 47. So still good starting field position for the Mustangs as they'll have it on their own 47.
Yeah, Western started to inch ahead on the field position chart. I mean, starting the ball with the ball at the 47-yard line is a great starting point for the Purple Stangs. But Queens has done a decent job, corralling the Mustangs in this first quarter so far, and let's see if they can continue to do the same thing in this next series.
So it's Dolby in at the running back. We'll see a lot of switching between Troy Thompson, the more veteran player, and Ethan Dolby, the youngster. Receivers go in motion for Evan Hillick. Play action. Hillick with time to the sidelines. There's Savon Magne-Jones with the catch. Thrown back. Not tackled. Steps out of bounds. First down. Western.
Nice comeback route by the Western receiver on the field side of the boundary side of the field. I mean, that's a short, hot route, but the defensive back had great coverage, but to his credit, able to break down, come back for the ball, receive it, and get a few more yards upfield.
So 1st and 10 as the Mustangs back in Gaels territory. Dolby offset to the left. Hillick quickly to the outside, and he's got Magne-Jones again. And Magne-Jones ducks his head for 9, just out of the reach of the defensive back. That was Ashton Miller-Melanson, who thought he may have a pick six, but needed one more step.
Magne-Jones is so great at securing that ball, whether it's the field side, the boundary side. You know, as a quarterback, it gives you comfort to know you're thrown to him. But then he's also great at getting yards after the catch and just wiggling his way through the defensive backfield to pick up those few extra yards.
So here's Jerome Rancourt, short yardage quarterback. Dolby is the deep back. Rancourt looks over the defense, takes a snap, and the surge is going to get him the first down. Needed to get to look like the 41. He got to over the 40, a little extracurricular after the play. They say there's a fumble. Someone's helmet got ripped off. So Rancourt saying his helmet got ripped off. First down, Mustangs.
Yeah, I was going to say they were going to call the whistle and blow the whistle on the stop of forward progress, but no doubt there was some action in the pile, and one of the Queens players no doubt ripped the ball away and thought that maybe they could get the sell on the referees to turn the ball over. No such luck.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, left hash on the 40-yard line in Queens territory. Dolby again, the deep back, 3 receivers to the right. Hillick sends him in motion. Dolby with the handoff, looking for a lane. Ethan Dolby gets about 3 on the first down carry. 2nd and 7 coming up.
I like that they're trying to test Dolby inside. I mean, most of the, I'm sure the Queens defense is going to assume that Dolby's going to be an outside runner.
There's multiple flags on the play.
Flags on the play.
I had to say it has to be against the Gaels.
Lots of
the refs were
orange laundry all over the place.
Wow. I don't know what was said.
It wasn't nice, I'm guessing.
I'm going to say it was probably not an exchange of what we would call pleasantries. So Olivier Muembe going over to talk to Steve Snyder right now. So Muembe will have a small timeout on the sidelines. Mustangs will have the ball on the 32-yard line. Hillock gets instructions from the sideline. 2:54 to play in this first quarter. Western leading 3-0 on a Brian Garrity field goal. If you're just joining us, Mustang starting running back Keon Edwards broke his ankle 2 weeks ago, will not be, obviously, in this game. It's Dolby and Troy Thompson. So Hillock, high, throws an interception. So Hillock, and then back for the return is Josh McBain. McBain with room to run. McBain down the sidelines, 20, 15, 10, and it's Josh McBain in the end zone touchdown on a pick six. So Hillock forced it in the middle. Josh McBain with the interception and takes it all the way back in Queens with a 6-3 lead in the extra point pending.
Seth Robertson really did a good effort trying to run back and chase him down, was able to get the shoelace tackle, but unfortunately on the goal line, it was too late. And it looks like Hillock is throwing that ball a little bit off of his back foot and lobs it up a little bit into traffic. He had a receiver in front and a receiver behind, but could not get that ball up over the linebacker, who was able to come down with that possession and take it the other way for the TD.
Really looked like he was trying to force it in the middle there. And good job by the Queens defense as, you know, Hillock went through his reads and we're watching him go inside out, and then he's back into the middle and then just can't connect. And so Queens with an early defensive touchdown, up 6-3. However, we have a player down. Not sure, a cramp or possibly pulled muscle. So
yeah, he's
one of the
holding
Gaels.
His calf, so whether he exerted himself a little too much coming back and helping set up the block on that return, or maybe he's got a cramp, like you said.
So interesting, as you were talking about, that Western was slowly winning the field position battle. Queens, you know, was being out-punted so far, and Western had the better of the field position, but that just flips the script right there. You make that mistake. And great run by Josh McBain.
Yeah, he took off to the races, and hey, Western's Seth Roberts is not slow and was not able to get him until the very end of the field. So, yeah, nice return by the linebacker.
So it's number 91, Eric Johnston, who is injured. So watch him go through the reads and then just force it right down the middle. And then it is McBain just running for his life. Seth Robertson just needed 5 more yards but didn't get it, as McBain is able to go over for the touchdown. And the extra point by Tyler Mullen is good. And Queens, with 2:22 to play in this first quarter, now leads 7-3.
So when Western's offense comes back on the field, they're going to have to do a job to just settle down. Hillock's just going to have to shake that one off, be a goldfish, and forget about that last one, move on. I mean, that is rather uncharacteristic of Hillock for sure, and I'm sure he knows that. But in a big game, you don't want these little plays to rattle you. He's sitting on the bench right now thinking a little bit about what he did. But you know what? He's a gamer. He's an all-star, and there's a good chance he'll be able to recover easily.
I was going to say, Evan Hillock going into last week, right? Just 1 interception on the season, and now in the last 3 quarters has thrown 3 picks.
Yeah. Yep. But you know what? You're going to throw picks as a quarterback. Yep. How do you react to those interceptions at playoff time? Are you resilient, or are you going to let it affect you? And I think he's going to just move on and get ready for the next series.
So Mullen has it teed up on the 45. Kabongo, and it looks like Dolby is deep. Shorter kick. Kabongo will take it at the 13-yard line. It's Troy Thompson who's the up back there. Kabongo looking for room. Slips past 1, slips past 2. And Kabongo is off to the races. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Stays on his feet. Touchdown, Daniel Kabongo. That's That's how you answer.
That's how you answer. One for the other. Big play against big play. That's how you steal momentum back and at least shut down the momentum from the other team. Great special teams play by Western there. He is able to slide his way through a number of gold bodies and find a room in a lane and just take off, and Queens could not catch him from behind either.
So Troy Thompson makes a nice little block, and then Kabongo, when you just have the kicker to beat, this was not a contest. So Kabongo able to stay on his feet down the sidelines, and his third return touchdown of the season has the Mustangs 13 seconds after the Queens touchdown with their own major, and the extra point makes it 10-7. I'll see your return with our return.
And I love, as a track coach, I also love the form that he showed. Great angles on the arms and the legs, great track speed. No one was able to catch him.
A very efficient route as well.
Very efficient. Straight line.
Not many extra steps. So Daniel Kabongo from our low field camera. Here he comes, just down the sidelines, outrunning the kicker. Ooh, good form. And then he recovered nicely when he got clipped on the ankle.
Yeah, got a little shoelace tackle attempt there, able to stay on his feet and keep it in for the next 15 yards. Beautiful return at a perfect time for Western.
So, what does Queen's special teams have to say on that? So, Garrity has it teamed up on the 45. And let's see how Western, if they can contain, unlike the Gaels did. So the ball's on the 7-yard line, looking for a wide field return. Oh, taken down to the 15. Nice form tackle. I think that was Ryan Bartleson on the tackle.
Great starting field position for Western. That is exactly where you want your defense to start. If you can get that ball inside the 20 on a special team play and have your defense have a full field to defend and try and keep the Queens Gaels pinned in their own end, this is a great starting point.
Queens returner Keegan Vanek, London native,
CCH
playing back in his hometown.
I believe.
So it's first down for the Gaels on their 17, their worst starting field position of the afternoon. 1:49 to play. Cesare with the handoff, looking for something up the middle, gets through the first level. Cesare keeps his legs going. And a nice run by Jared Cesare. He's going to get 7 or 8 on the first. No, has the first down. Gets up to the 27.
That was a great run. He should have, by all intents, be taken down at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to scramble through the defensive line, get past the linebackers, and work his way worming through the arms of defenders all the way to the edge of the field there for a first down. Nice run by the Queens running back.
You can see how he averaged nearly 150 yards a game with that effort. So Cesare offset to the right. Vreekin, play action, looking to go down the seam, has his receiver, slides to a stop, but he makes the catch. And it's going to be number 3, Aiden O'Neill, their leading receiver, with his first reception of the game.
Not a big guy, O'Neill. He's small, but he's compact and quick. He's got quick feet, great feet. And you can see on that play, he came back for that ball as well, just like the Western receivers did earlier in the game, and is able to come back in the zone, get the catch. Didn't get any yards after the catch, but he's able to secure the first down.
So 3 receivers to the right. Cesare isolated. Offset now to the right. Receivers go in motion. Cesare on the handoff, looking for room up the middle. Ooh, takes a big hit, but he gets 7 yards before he's taken down. Nixon and McLeod combined on the tackle, and it's going to be 2nd down and 3 as we come to 20 seconds to play in this first quarter.
Well, he took a big hit, but he also gave a big hit. He knocked Max Nixon back a yard or two when he was carrying that ball. That doesn't happen very often. So good hard run by the Queens running back.
2nd down. Let's make it 3. Queens has the ball, left hash, 50-yard line. Vreekin with Cesare to his right. Receivers approach. Vreekin makes the adjustment. Now direct snap to Souls. Oh, and Souls is going to be taken down. Is he going to have it? Little trickery as Vreekin steps out of the shotgun position, and it's a direct snap to Anthony Souls.
Nice awareness by Western, however, because that was a sneaky play, but Western's defensive tackles were ready.
Malcolm Fraser, the first-year player, not fooled on it. I think they're going to be short. Looking at the position of the ball, had to get to, it looks like the 53-yard line. And that's going to be, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So a pick six and a kick return touchdown account for the majority of the scoring. Western leads Queens 10-7. You're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
Let's go, 2 claps to require. Here we go. Is that wide open? All right. Let's go, 2 claps to require. Here we go. Is that wide open? All right.
Second quarter, about to get underway. It is third down, less than a yard. Weir up under center, looking for the sneak. The surge works. Oh, I'm not sure. The ref walks down the line, thrown down by Nixon.
Yeah,
but it looks like they got a forward spot, and it's going to be first down. So Queens has had 3 second downs, have failed to convert on each of them, had a third down. That's their second third down. And the referee emphatically points to a first down. So watch on the replay. Weir just getting to the left over the top. Met by Riley McLeod, but it was a little late by McLeod on that surge.
Queens offensive line did a great job there getting low and getting that push against Western's defensive line. It was a stalemate, and the linebacker for Western coming over the top and able to hit him just a little short on his end, a little bit late enough for Queens first down. Great stand by Queens.
So Cesare offset to the right, play action. Vrieken back to pass, has his receiver isolated, makes the catch as Nico Quimo, spins down to the Western 45, and it's going to be another first down. Nice fastball by Vrieken that time. They had the receiver isolated one-on-one.
Yeah, although Vrieken went straight to that receiver. He was throwing there all day, and that's not a short pass either. So that was a lucky one. We had two Western defenders on his back, and had they jumped it a little bit earlier, that could have been trouble for Queens. But good job getting that ball in there, securing the catch, and getting the first down.
So 1st and 10. Gaels, for the first time, their offense in the Mustang territory. So a little quick pitch to the outside. Cesare looking to get the edge, and he's taken down, gain of 1 maybe on the play. There's Riley McLeod from his middle linebacker position, and it's going to be second down. One of the things I watched, Todd, in that first game is when you look at this Queens team, I think they're picking up a little more of the Steve Snyder personality. They got a little bit of swagger to them. You're seeing it, after whistle, after plays. They're not letting any, physical play intimidate them.
No, and you can't. When you get to this level of the playoffs, you have to match the best team in the province with some confidence if you have a chance of beating them.
So second down, Western coming with pressure. Oh, Vrieken takes a hit, but they leak out in the backfield. There's Hennings with the catch, and he's taken down at the 28-yard line. So Nicholas Henning, with 5 receptions on the season, adds a big one here. And the Gaels onto the 28.
Yeah, great job by Vrieken getting that ball out just in time before he got popped. I mean, if that receiver isn't sitting open again, that's big trouble. That ball's either going to fall short or into the wrong hands, and he's able to get that ball off just in time. And a big gain, like an important gain for Queens with that first down.
So Western showing pressure from the backside. There's a flag on the play. And then Vrieken is taken down. Looks like it offside against the Mustangs. They may have encroached that 1 yard.
Well, they say it's easiest to get to the quarterback when you leave early, but they may not benefit them in this case. That flag went high in the air immediately, so you have to think it was an offside by Western, which is a shame because that was a big sack for a loss, and instead it's going to go the other way for...
And when we look at the difference, he wasn't off by much if you could go down the line. However, from here we even thought he was inside that 1 yard neutral zone. 12 minutes to play. Gaels on the march. 12 minutes to play in the second quarter. Gaels on the march. Ball on the 23-yard line. Western leads 10-7. And so, Jared Cesare is the deep back. Alex Vrieken, his first game action since September. Cesare on the handoff. Up the middle to about the 18-yard line. So it's going to be up to the 1st and 5. Gain of about 2 on the play, 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and short.
Yeah, that's a real short one. I mean, he had great position in the lane there to try and get it. I thought he was really close to the first down. So, you know, this is 3-down territory here against Western. They're definitely going to go for this, and they're going to want to just sneak this up for, again, a first down. A fresh set of downs on the 15-yard line is a great position for Queens to be in right now.
So Souls now in for the short yardage situation. 3-down territory. Offset to the right. Western bringing forward pressure. Souls with the carry. Souls is going to have the first down as he gets down to about the 15-yard line. So gain of 2 on the play, more than enough. And the Gaels will have a first down just outside the Western 15.
Just a little zipper yak up inside there, inside zone against Western's big boys. Queens is doing a good job right now. Again, rallying to the momentum Western had built on their last play. And they're moving the ball slowly, granted, down the field, but doing what they need to do, taking time off the clock and getting Western on their heels a little.
So Souls remains in. Vrieken looking to his left. Vrieken under pressure, lobs it to the end zone. And with battle, incomplete. No flag on the play. Great coverage by Robert Panabaker, the All-Canadian. Aiden O'Neill thinks he got there early. I think if we look at the replay, Panabaker was like a blanket on that. Just well positioned.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. You have a tall defensive back against a short running back out of the backfield. I mean, that's tough for a quarterback to get that ball up and over. O'Neill would have had to have clear, coverage advantage with extending his lane in his route. But, Western's in a good position, monkey in the middle to get that knockdown.
So 2nd and 10. Western bringing pressure off the edge. Vrieken behind his receiver, and it's incomplete. Had to get rid of the ball facing the pressure, and O'Neill wasn't able to come out of his break in time. And so with 10:01 to play, Queens will settle for a field goal attempt inside the red zone.
Yeah, Queens will be a little bit disappointed not coming away with 7 points on this, with 2 attempts. But the 3 points here is going to tie things up with 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Not a bad position for them to be in. And, it's a bit of a back-and-forth battle between the gold and the purple right now.
So Mullen, who's 11 of 14 so far this year, hold his back, kick is up, and it is good. And this game is tied, 9:43 to play in the second quarter. That drive was 77 yards, started at their own 17-yard line. So good job by the Queens offense to put their best drive together of the game. However, only 7 points.
Yeah, to that point, a great stand by Western's defense to limit them. They shut them down. They got the ball down near the 15-yard line. And in their red zone, Western's able to do a good job of limiting the amount of points they came away with. So kudos to Coach Paul Gleason and the Western defense.
One of the things Queens did so well against Ottawa last week was limit points in the red zone, where Ottawa was just able to get field goals. Had they been able to score a touchdown, they win the game.
Yeah.
So Queens did a good job last week, good job by the Mustangs this week. On an impressive drive by the Gaels, have to settle for 3 points. So here come the Mustangs. take the ball on the left hash, 35-yard line. Receivers go in motion. High snap. There's Thompson on the carry. And Troy Thompson only is going to get 2-3 yards on the play. And so it's 2nd down and 7 coming up.
So it looked like a little inside zone run of their own by Western there, with Troy Thompson taking the ball and pounding it. But Queens equal to the task inside, limiting the gain to, like you said, 3 yards.
Big first down, I'm going to say, on the line here, only because the Western defense was on the field. That was a long drive. That they need they're looking for a little bit of a breather here. So Hillick on 2nd down, rolling out, has time down the sidelines, and Savon Magne-Jones. Little miscommunication. Magne-Jones was going deep. Then he had to break it off when the pass came up short. So not quite sure where the miscommunication was between quarterback and his favorite target as receiver, and it's going to be 3rd down. There's Coach Marshall advocating for it. Perhaps there was interference on the play.
Yeah, it didn't look like he released quite as smoothly as he wanted to. It was like a little out and up route by the receiver, but it almost looks like that ball came out wobbly. It almost looks like it got tipped, though it didn't get tipped. I didn't know if the defender maybe got a hand on it from behind Hillick as he was coming around the edge, but no matter, not a clean throw, and so he's not able to get that conversion.
So Vanek is back, along with, looks like Aiden O'Neill, and it bounces out of bounds. And so the Gaels now, following the A.J. Williamson punt, will start at their 42-yard line, their best starting field position of the afternoon.
So here's the last Hillick play. So definitely nobody touched the ball. But, yeah, it just came out of the hand a little weird and a little wobbly. It looked like he had decent position, the receiver, on the sideline, but just overthrown over his head a little bit.
So the Gaels will have it on their 42-yard line. They've had an interception return for a touchdown and then a field goal. Mustangs have had a field goal and a kick return following the interception return for a touchdown as their points. So we're tied at 10, 8-12 to play. Winner taking on the winner of the winner of this game next week in the Eights Cup against the winner of the other semifinal happening today in Waterloo. It's Laurier hosting Windsor. Well, it's nearly impossible to pick just one athlete from the women's cross-country team, so they decided to recognize them all. Not only did the team win the OUA championship banner, 5 of the athletes were named OUA first-team All-Stars as they finished 3rd through 7th. Chloe Coots, Erica Jordan, Sophie Coots, Heidi Orling, and Olivia Russell as well. Sandra Guga was an OUA second-team All-Star for her 13th place finish. Congratulations to the women's cross-country team.
Good job, Stangs XC. Now they'll be going on to U Sport Championships, I'm assuming, in the upcoming week. Good luck to them.
So Vriken from their 42. Cesari, offset to the left. 3 receivers to the big field. That's to Vriken's left. Back to pass, looking to go deep. Over the top, and it's just out of the reach. That was really well covered, though. Jake Saunders was not buying the little hitch there and had great coverage downfield on Nathan Falcone, one of their leading receivers who's yet to make a catch today.
Yeah, they had a little pod motion with the 3 receivers on the field side of the field, and you know, when you get in that situation, if you're in man coverage, sometimes that can create some difficulty in coverage as the receivers come out and cross paths. But Western equal to the task there and able to have great position, ball overthrown.
So 2nd and 10, Mustangs bringing pressure. Vriken steps out of it, throws it, has the receiver caught, 1st down, and it's Aiden O'Neill with the reception down to the 42-yard line. Great work by Vriken to escape the pressure and then able to find Aiden O'Neill for a long catch and run into Mustang territory. So Max von Muhldorfer was just 1 step away from making the play, and Aiden O'Neill on Richard Adubafor is able to get
And
the long first down.
And similar to an earlier play where O'Neill is able to come back on that route. Dubéfort is a big, tall defensive back, so, I mean, challenging him downfield is a real difficulty for quarterbacks and receivers because he covers so much ground with his size. But, you know, when you're going against a short receiver who's able to come back, those are tough routes for big, tall guys to cover because you're typically not quite as quick as shorter DBs. A little bit more rangy. So he's able to come back for that, and now Dubéfort is in a position where he just has to sort of wall off, take good leverage, and try and make that tackle before he gets too much further downfield.
I believe it was Richard Dubéfort last week who sealed the game with the coming around the receiver to knock down that third down pass attempt on Laurier's last possession
the
to seal the game
for
the Mustangs.
Is the knockdown.
Long arm of the law. So first down, Queens, 37-yard line. Freakin drops it off into the slot, has his receiver. And that's Josh McLeod starting the game. And he's got a first down. McLeod able to get 12 yards. So Vreeken, who is off for 6 weeks plus, looks dialed in this first half, Todd.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, this is what Queens has been missing for the last number of weeks while Vreeken has been out. And now it looks like he hasn't skipped a beat. He's making great timing passes to his receivers on those comeback routes, those hooks. Coming back, he's throwing the ball as they're coming out of their break. The defensive backs have a hard time covering that. And they're there for the tackle, but they're picking up the first downs and the yards on the catch.
So Cesare on the first down carry keeps his legs going down to about the 18-yard line. Nice first down run by Jared Cesare. And the Gaels again inside of the red zone.
So they just ran a little power up the middle and are able to get right through Western's big defenders on the line. Nice play by Queens.
So second down and short. Cesare stays in, 3 receivers to the right. Just a tight end to the left as they go tight end to the left, slot back to the right. Cesare offset to the right. Taking the handoff, looking for room up the middle. Puts his head down, and he's down to about the 12-yard line. It'll be a first down Gaels. Just matching up man on man there.
Yeah, I mean, they're sort of compromising Western's box a little bit as they bring receivers out, and they're empty on the boundary edge there. It really stretches your defenders out. Your line stays, but your linebackers have to sort of move and adjust. Dubéfort has to come all the way around, and it kind of leaves a little bit slightly bigger lanes inside for the running back to have options to run through.
So Queens with the ball on the 12. Cesare in the backfield. Vreeken back to pass. Lobs it over the middle. Has Henning again down to about the 2. Second catch of the day for Nicholas Henning. The big H or slot back. And it's going to be second and maybe about 1.
And great play by Queens. They know Western's going to be in the zero coverage down in the red zone, so they run some mesh concepts where they call them man beaters, where they're crossing routes over the formation, and that forces linebackers and inside halfbacks to have to cross the formation in man coverage on those receivers, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with those guys. So that's what they did there. They're able to do it successfully and almost first down.
So Cesare offset to the right, need a yard for a first down, takes the handoff, plunges into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Gaels. So a back-to-back impressive drives for Queens. This time it ends in pay dirt. And Queens now up 16-10, pending the extra point.
And Jared Cesare, 5'11", 202 pounds, what a great job getting low on that run. He was about 6 inches above the ground when he was plowing through the line there and is able to sneak into the end zone. So a good, strong run by him. And Western's just not able to get to that tackle to stop him in time for the touchdown.
So in for the extra point, Tyler Mullen makes it official. And the Gaels now up by 7. This game has gone back and forth now a couple of times. Largest lead by either side. And so it's up to Evan Hillick and the Mustang offense to reply accordingly. And with the way that Alex Vreeken has been dialed in so far, really kind of complements the running game. But We'll take a quick break and talk about that when we come back. Queens leads Western 17-10 in this OUA semifinal, and you're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself!
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Welcome back to Haler Samodiak Memorial Field at Western Alumni Stadium as the Queens Gaels in this OUA semifinal. Now with a 7-point lead over the Western Mustangs. An impressive drive, Todd. Vreeken, after being off for 6+ weeks, looks very good to start as quarterback. And Queens starting to get that run game going a bit more.
Yeah, they're utilizing both strengths. I mean, Queens is one of the leading rushing teams in the league, and we're seeing a little bit of an example of that today.
And an onside kick, and it's recovered. Oh, and not a late hit at the end? Wow, the referee let that one go.
Leading with the head. Interesting.
Boy, oh boy. So a little chip trying to catch Western off guard. Nice job by the returner to jump on it, and then thought he took a hit late.
Good heads-up play by Western's kickoff return front line to jump on that, see that come in, and jump on it quickly, so they're able to secure the ball.
That was Jackson Finley in the middle of all the action, doing the exact right thing as we often expect. So first down, Mustangs on their 51-yard line. Hillick, back to pass. He's got Seth Robertson in the slot. Robertson makes the catch, stops up, extends. They'll say he's down at the Queens 51-yard line. So 2 yards short, and it's going to be second and short.
And this is a concept that we're accustomed to seeing from Western, just sort of giving that sidearm spray out to the outside receivers, number 1 and number 2 receivers on the edge, running just the quick outs or the quick hooks.
So second and short. Dolby, the running back, taking the handoff, looking for him. Oh, he slips. And so that was a nice play. Justin Pace came around the end and put Dolby into the turf, and it's going to be third down.
Yeah, I think Dolby was just trying to take a little stab step to try to avoid the tackle that he saw coming. The linebacker just did a great job pressing that gap and stepping up into the lane and taking that lane away from Dolby. And Dolby's not able to react and get the ball outside in time, so they have to settle for a third down. Now our stats specialist, Savant, is telling us that there are very few second down conversions so far in this game. And that was another example of them not converting on second down.
Well, isn't this interesting? So the Riverboat Gambler, Greg Marshall, is not going for it on third down and short. A.J. Williamson in to punt. Aiden O'Neill, the lone returner. Williamson, high, drifting it to the sidelines. O'Neill, given the right space, and O'Neill tries to turn it back and then sets it into the 20. So interesting by Coach Marshall, doing a little bit of the field position game. Change of field position of about 30 yards.
Yeah, but don't you have to think that if Yazbek or Edwards is in this game, he's going for the first down on that play?
I would agree with you. And as well, if Eric Anderson is in there, he's going for it as well. Here are the OUA Athletes of the Week. Nicholas Bannon, cross country from Guelph. Julia Augustinelli, also from Guelph cross country. Charles Etienne Tabé, rowing from Brock. And Abby Lee from Queens lacrosse team are the OUA Athletes of the Week. So it's first down. Queens up 7, 2:51 to play. Vrieken with 3 receivers to his right. And it's Souls per meet. Cesare on the handoff takes a big hit from Jackson Finley, but not after he gets 9, maybe 8 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and short.
And Queens just stretches that offensive line out with 7 guys on the line, lots of lanes to choose from, and they just sort of run an inside zone on that and just allow the running back to find the seam that he likes, hit it up there, and he's able to pick up 8.5 yards on that play. Nice run by the Queens running back.
So 2nd and short. And again, tight end to the left, slot back to the right. 3 receivers to the big field. Cesare, the lone back. Vrieken has him offset to the right. Cesare on the handoff. Oh, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Oh, my gosh. Great play up the middle. Chinadu, easy on worry. The transfer from McMaster making his presence felt. And it's going to be a 3rd down. Easy on worry. Looks like he just kind of splits the blockers and gets into the backfield.
Yeah.
And before Cesare could make a decision,
Cesare's
he's on
not able to find the lane.
So loss of 1 on the play, maybe 2. And Callan in to punt. High to the sideline. Masseri aggressively to the 50, steps out of bounds. And so the Mustangs will take over following that punt on their 53-yard line. 2:21 to play in this first half. Queens leading 17-10.
So back to my 2nd down conversion point. Western so far in this game is only 1 for 7 on 2nd down conversions, and Queens is not much better at 5 for 12, better than 1 for 7 for sure, but still not the efficiency you would expect to see from these 2 teams at this point of the season. However, the defenses on both sides of the ball equaling the task.
First down. Hillock back to pass. Under pressure. Rolls out to his right. Drops it off. There's Savon Magne-Jones. Drops it. Takes a hit late.
And a very uncharacteristic drop for him. He's usually the sure-handed ones on the edge there. And you know what? He wouldn't have had a big game, but he would have had maybe a 3-yard pickup and maybe lean for the extra 4th yard there. But, drops the ball. Defender from Queens is there in a hurry. Number 10 for Queens, Oliver Mwembi,
who had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty earlier, seems to have put that behind him. So 2nd and 10. Dolby is the deep back. Receivers go in motion. Hillock with time. Down the seam. He's got Robertson mixing over the shoulder catch beautifully. Robertson down to the 10-yard line. Great body control and position in space by Seth Robertson.
Great pass, great catch by Robertson to get that ball outstretched, thinking and knowing that a safety is going to be coming in to take his head off, and he's able to rally it in. No safety there for the tackle, and he's not able to stay on his feet, but down on the 11-yard line for a huge first down for Western.
So coming up to 2 minutes to play in this first half. Western with the ball on the 11-yard line officially. Hillock back to pass. Into the zone. He's touchdown, Seth Robertson. So back to Robertson on the seam, and with 1:55, the Mustangs with their 2nd touchdown, first by the offense, and now just trailed by a point.
That was a big series, a huge explosive play for the first down, and then an immediate rethrow to the same receiver for the touchdown. Great set of plays by Western's offense in this series.
Number 11 from 11 yards out. His 9th touchdown overall on the season. And now takes a knee as the holder for Brian Garrity's extra point attempt. Snap is back, hold is down. Kick is up and good. And the Mustangs have tied it up with under 2 minutes to play.
The replay doesn't really show a good angle on what route Seth Robertson ran there, but Seth Robertson came downfield, ran to the corner, and sort of hooked back in towards the post and was able to sort of get the defensive backs moving in one direction and came back, got the ball right in the middle of the zone and took it in for the touchdown.
So Vanek is the one return man back. Eric Kalana, the safety, is the other. So Vanek and Kelowna on the return. Little game within a game here, Todd. Both teams have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, this possession by Queens is going to be critical for them to try and get some momentum back.
Vanek looking to go wide, just gets outside of Bertelsen, and Vanek's got room, but there's a flag on the play. So Vanek is dragged down. There's a flag on the play back at the 20. So it looks like the Gaels will start from their own 10-yard line if this flag is held up.
You have to assume this is going to be a hold or a block in the back. A lucky break for Western, but a shame for Queens.
So a hold on the Gaels negates a great return to out near midfield, and they will start back at their own 10-yard line. Josh McLeod making a start at receiver today, also getting some action on special teams. He'll stay in.
Yeah, that penalty hurts a little bit
as
Queens
10.
had a great return for some very positive starting field position. So now this puts them back a little bit further than they want. Minute 47 left in the first half. Now they got some work to do and a long field to do it.
So tight end to the right, slot back to the left, 7 men at the line. Just Cesare is the lone back. Taking the handoff. He's got room up the middle, and he's tripped up. Again, Chinadu, easy and worry. Able to get a hand in there, but still, gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah,
it'll be second down.
Just catches that thigh or that knee and just enough to trip him up. But, I mean, he's a strong lad, so he's going to be able to do that. Otherwise, 29 might have been gone for a few extra yards, though there was an assuming Western linebacker there waiting for the tackle had he gotten any more yards.
So second, and let's make it 4. Cesare, the lone back. Again, Queens just 3 receivers out. Slot back tight end in. Cesare on the handoff on a little delay. And Cesare's met in the backfield. Great timing by the Western defense. Lawrence Bowers-Kane, among many others, on the scene.
And it looks like Queens just running what we call a power queen concept, where they're running a power, but the pull-around blocker is the queen back, or the wing back, you would have called it in your day, coming from the backside. But that play takes a long time to develop, and it gives Western time to – that's, power is one of the most common and easy, offensive running plays to read and react to as a linebacker. And this one with a long line takes a long time to develop. Western's able to sniff it out and able to make the stop.
So the Mustangs have called timeout down the 401 in Waterloo. Near the end of the first half, it is Laurier 7-6 over Windsor in another tight game. The starting quarterback for the Laurier Golden Hawks, Taylor Elgersma, was also named the OUA Offensive Player of the Week for football. Put up 360 yards. He was 20 of 22 with 3 touchdowns in their first round playoff matchup against crosstown rival Waterloo. Not much of a game. I think the final score 69-0. Yes. So 1:23 to play, following Western taking a timeout. And it looks like Queens is going to concede the safety here, as Aiden O'Neill, with his heels on the goal line, is going to run back, try to waste as much time as possible, look to get to the outside. O'Neill takes a step outside, wastes, not bad, 11 seconds.
Yeah, that's a nice play, a nice runaround, and he probably could have gone for a little bit further too, but better safe than sorry to secure that ball, run it out of bounds, and limit the return that Western has in terms of field position. 1:12 left on the clock, full field to take down. So that extra little time that he runs off is going to be critical if Western gets the ball moving here. That penalty, though, on Queens on that return was critical because they ended up going from the 50-yard line back to their 10 and now have to concede the safety, 2 points, and give the ball back to Western.
So 1:12 to play. Mustangs now with a 2-point lead. And with this quick strike offense, looking to get down into scoring position. Queens, I believe, has 1 timeout still. Coleman is the up back. Ethan Dolby, the slot back. There's a quick hitter to Savon Magne-Jones on a little bit of the wide receiver screen, and he's got a first down with a gain of 12. Make it 11 officially. So ball on the 46-yard line, just quickly to the outside, and a nice job by the receivers to wall off the Queens defenders. Just coming up to 1 minute to play in this half. Receivers go in motion. Hillock, play action. Hillock under pressure, and Hillock is sacked. It's Pace again. And I'm just trying to see the player on the bottom. And it's going to be a sack, second down and long coming up. Van Wishart with the sack along, getting some help from Justin Pace. And it'll be second and long for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it just took a little too long for that play to develop, and Hillock had to wait for it to develop, and it allowed Queens had two great edge rushers, their two ends coming from the outside, and the linebacker coming from inside and swallowed him up. So, loss for Western.
So receivers go in motion. Hillock looks over the defense, see if they reveal anything. Gets the call. Timeout called by the Mustangs as the play clock was going to expire. So 19-17, 36 seconds to play in this first half. The OUA Defensive Player of the Week last week from the Windsor Lancers, Mufta Ajeli. Third-year criminology major, had 7 total tackles all in the afternoon, including 5 solo. 2 of those came for loss. He was also the part of 1 sack as Windsor was able to defeat Carleton and make their way onto the semifinal matchup against Laurier. Special Teams Player of the Week also a Lancer, Brady Lidster, who connected on a 34-yard field goal with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter to open the scoring. Had a rouge as well. Had 8 of his team's total 14 points as Windsor defeated Carleton, thanks in part to Brady Lidster's special teams work. So Brady Lidster is the special teams player of the week in the OUA. Second down and long for the Mustangs. 36 seconds to play in this first half. Hillock under pressure. Drops it off. Savon Magne-Jones has room. Oh, and Magne-Jones taken down at about the 45, near to where the original line of scrimmage was, but that's well short. And with 30 seconds to play, the Mustangs will have to punt. And so if you're Queens, just watching that replay and Savon Magne-Jones has lost his footing at the ends, if you're Queens, are you coming after the punter here?
Well, I don't think so. With 30 seconds left, I mean, could you block it? Yes. I mean, that would be a nice luxury. But at this point, I think you just want to secure it, try and set up a bit of a return, decent field position. And then you know you're getting the ball in the second half, so that's going to allow you to have that little bit of extra breathing room. So
Aiden O'Neill is going to be the lone return man. Timeout called by the Gaels.
Well, that said, 11 up by Queens.
11 up.
So perhaps they are coming with some pressure.
As a high school coach, how much is special teams part of your coaching routine?
Oh, critically important. We spend at least one session each practice day on special teams, one special team or another. So, almost, an eighth, but sometimes even a quarter of the practice day on a special team. And then you spend 1 day a week with walkthrough reviewing all the special teams. So, the more time you put into it, the more it'll benefit you in the long run. And as our coach once said, that special teams is an important 1/3 of the game after offense and defense.
So third down, 30 seconds to play in this first half. Western up by 2. Good snap. Williamson gets the punt off. O'Neill takes it at the 32. Looking for room down the sideline. Flagging the play. It's going to be holding. And so, looks like number 11, McLeod again, called on the penalty. If it was not McLeod, it was Nico Quimo who got the flag. But good job by Williamson just to do the one step, get it out. Queens is not going to be in a dangerous position from their side of half with 21 seconds to play and marching it back 10 yards. So
And Queens did bring some good pressure there, and in fact almost got 2 or 3 yellow jerseys into the backfield. The Shield did a great job blocking it up and allowing the kick to get off, and now this puts Queens back at some inopportune field position from the 27-yard line. A long field to go, 21 seconds remaining. Odds are it's just going to be a handoff inside or a kneel down to end this half.
Well, based on the positioning of Aiden O'Neill, looks like it's going to be the kneel down for one play. And it looks like it'll be a kneel down again. So Queens has done a very good job, I thought, Todd, really getting Alex Vreeken comfortable, well protected. He's seen a little pressure, but he's been able to be pinpoint in his passing. I don't think they have their running game where they want to be. Meanwhile, the Mustangs haven't really been able to get their running game on track, but have used some big plays to take the lead in this first half.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. Without Edwards or Wanati this week, you're not going to have the same ground game you used. Sorry, Yazbek.
Wanati was last year.
Yeah, but you can expect that you're not going to have the same ground game that you would have had from week in, week out at the start of the season. So there was going to be some growing pains by Weston for sure. Luckily, Hillick is in the game and is able to fly the ball around to his receivers, the best receiving core in the province, and they're in this game. But Queens, to their compliment. Their quarterback is doing a great job. I mean, to say to the casual viewer that this guy hasn't played in 5 weeks, I mean, few people would believe that. He's settling in like he's been there the whole season, getting the ball to his receivers and buying his offense some room to run the ball because his passing game has been so good. Queens has been missing that for a majority of the season, and it's like they are just jumping right back in full stride. So kudos to them.
19-17, Western leads at halftime, and we're back with more after this. You're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Unbelievable. History has repeated itself.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports. They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Unbelievable. History has repeated itself.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Welcome back. Halftime. Second half kickoff coming up in about 9.5 minutes time. It was a lot of big plays in that first half. Although it started out on a rather mundane level, Brian Garrity with a 16-yard field goal. It was Josh McBain on an 86-yard interception return as Evan Hillock tried to force it. And then the linebacker stepped into the middle, and it was off to the races. Seth Robertson, who you'll hear later on, unable to make the tackle before McBain gets into the end zone. It was 7-3 Queens. On the ensuing kickoff, Daniel Kabongo, the electric return man, gets it from the 13, finds a little bit of a hole on the outside, and then outraces the Gaels into the end zone. Tyler Mullen, the kicker, the last chance, couldn't quite get him. And it was back to a 10-7 lead for the Mustangs. Tyler Mullen added a 23-yard field goal to make it 10-10. Jared Cesare, who had 51 yards in offense, 51 yards of rushing, was the leading gainer on the ground. Aiden O'Neill with 3 receptions, 55 yards, leading receiver in the air. And then we see Hemming down to the 2, and following that, Cesare from 3 yards out put the Gaels ahead 17-10, and it was a big play. Down the seam to Seth Robertson, the aforementioned, tackled at the 11, and they went back to Robertson, did a little outside in on the seam in between 3 receivers, and Robertson into the end zone, made it 17 all. Watching this once again, here's Robertson. Finally, the scoring capped off by the Mustangs getting a safety as Queens on the kickoff had a hold. So the point of the foul was the 20, back to the 10, went nowhere on that offensive possession, and so conceded the safety before we went into halftime. So that's where we stand, 19-17. All right, Coach, what stands out for you? Let's start with the Gaels offensively.
Well, if you're taking a look at the stat lines for the first half, Queens is technically, in many respects, outplaying Western. I mean, offensively, total offensive yards goes to Queens with 162 versus 150 by Western. Now, Western's leading in passing yards by 5 yards, 124 to 119. But if you take a look at the time of possession, Queens has possessed the ball for 17 minutes and 20 seconds versus Western's 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, we know Western is an explosive team. They often have big explosive plays, especially to their receivers. And today in particular, it'll be a receivers game without their 2 starting running backs in the backfield. But Queens is controlling the time of play. And, you know, Western's defense, common for bend, don't break, you know, is sort of like taking their time, letting Queens get some yards down the field, you know, limiting, based on that time of possession, some level of scoring. But, you know, if Queens can do the same thing in the second half and own that time of possession on the clock, that's a big advantage for the Gaels.
When we look at passing yards for the Gaels, 2-1 over rushing yards, but Queens really trying to stick with the ground game, 17 attempts on the ground. Western, it's almost 4-1 between passing and rushing yards, and just 6 rushing attempts. So Western really not doing much to try to establish the run attack yet.
No. Western has 33 net yards of rushing, which is completely uncharacteristic of the Mustangs. This season or any other season, I don't think anyone would ever guess 33 yards would be a halftime line for rushing in the history of the Mustangs. So, you know, Queens is doing a good job limiting the runs, but obviously Western is obviously suffering from the loss of Edwards and Yazbek in this game.
So the Mustangs looking not to repeat last week's second half or even just third quarter performance. Second half kickoff coming up next, 5:20 to go in this halftime. Western with a slim 2-point lead over Queens, 19-17, and you're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Unbelievable. History has repeated itself.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Let's go, 2 claps to the fire. Here we go. Is that wide open, all right?
We got London on the track.
Set the tone and run all game. Wear them down. Will you protect?
Second half kickoff coming up in just a minute as the Mustangs make their way back on the field. Just watching, had a good chat pregame, Todd, with Keon Edwards, we see, on the crutches. And for a guy who's out, you know, his season has come to an end, that's about as positive a guy you can talk to.
Yeah, he was smiling, he was happy. I mean, it would be completely understandable for the guy to be depressed and sad, but you know what? He was optimistic and, you know, looking forward to recovery and trying to take care of himself with rehabilitation. So, yeah, I mean, about as happy as you could get under the circumstances. And I know, you know, he wants to be on this field grinding it today.
Absolutely. So the Mustangs will kick off. They will defend the south end zone to start. Queens will be in the north end. Vanek is one of the return men.
So interested to see what the Western comes out and does in the second half.
One of the other return. Interesting using two defensive backs.
Well, as returners?
As I just think, yeah, not a defensive back. One you often see, but using two.
Well, we all know defensive backs are the smartest athletes on the field, Tommy, and so
but
sometimes
also they can't catch.
Well, and that's why they're playing there.
And this is why kickoff is different, I guess. So Vanek from his 8, looking to go wide side. Has a little bit of a crease, but taken down about the 26-yard line. Thought he saw an opening. Mustangs pinched it down into the middle of the field. And so Queens will start from their own, let's make it officially, 27, middle of the field.
Decent starting point for Queens here. I mean, as good as you can expect here. It's always nice to be able to get those first few 10, 15 yards of fresh field where no one's coming down to get you. But Western, their cover team does a good job of covering the field, and all season has been very, you know, quite stout on their returns, allowing very little from opposing teams.
Vrieken was 9 of 15, 119 yards in the first half. Cesare, who had 51 yards on the ground, gets that first down carry. Maybe has 2. Looks like he's out to the 29-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
And just a little inside zone again, allowing Cesare to find his way through one of those little gaps and try and pick up. You know, they ideally like to get at least 5 yards in that first carry, but in this case, only 3.
So 2nd and 8, receivers in motion. Vrieken looking to his right. Leaks out of the backfield. Oh, has a receiver nice on the dig pattern. And it's going to be a first down as Nico Quimo gets the catch and is inside of Mustang territory. Nice dig route.
They're just running a post route on the field cornerback, number 20, Jacob Saunders. Saunders is a little far off, a little too much cushion on the receiver there. The receiver is able to pick up the easy catch in the zone underneath Saunders.
3 receivers to the left. Vrieken looking to do a quick hitter outside. Oh, and it's knocked down near the line. It's Max von Muhldorfer, the big tackle, able to get in there. He didn't have to get his hands up. That hit him about right in the belly.
That was a very nondescript knockdown because it didn't look like he got his hands up at all in there. And I don't know if they're setting up a screen there. I'll have to see the replay on this, but no matter. That ball did not get past the line of scrimmage. And it's an incomplete pass anyways.
2nd and 10. Mustangs not showing upfield pressure. Just rushing 4. Long to the sidelines. Oh, and it's going to be a gain of 8. However, stepping out of bounds was Josh McLeod. And so it's going to be 3rd and short. So let's see what Queens decides to do. Looks like they're bringing in their big package. Souls coming into the game. It was a little higher than I thought, but it certainly wasn't above.
The defender sort of jumped up into the air, and the ball hit him right in the breadbasket. So definitely a low throw. Must have been going to a running back underneath.
So they need, looks like 1.5 yards. Vrieken to Souls. Oh, did he get it on the surge? He did.
He did, just barely.
Was able to squirm through, and Queens has a first down at the Mustang 36.
You can see here Western's just not able to get any penetration into the backfield, and although they're able to wall off the the offensive line. That running back, he's able to wiggle through, and he's a great low runner and can find those gaps.
Anthony Souls, replaced by Jared Cesari, the feature back for today. Play action, Vreeken looking to the sidelines. Oh, and it's incomplete. Good coverage that time by Jake Saunders, looking to run the hook. And Saunders was right there on the coverage.
Another example of one of those timing routes they've been running so well today is that, the single isolated receiver just pushing downfield and then sort of coming off with the hook and coming back to the pass. But the Western defender equal to the pass. I mean, the Queens receiver pushed off into the defensive back, but not able to come back far enough to catch the ball.
So 2nd and long again. 3 receivers to the right. Vreeken looking down the middle, pulls it back, down the slot, has a receiver. McLeod has it knocked away. Richard Adubafor with the breakup. Nice play defensively, and it's 3rd down.
Ooh, I'd like to see whether that was an actual breakup or if the receiver just dropped that ball, because Adubafor, though, in decent position, it didn't look like he was very aggressive on it. So let's see here from the replay. Yeah, you know what? Just able to take that arm away at the last second and have that ball come out. So nice play by Adubafor, and a critical play at that, because had he caught that, that's a big gain right into the 10-yard line, which would have been a huge advantage for Queens.
So third down from the 36. Little far for Tyler Mullen, so Aiden Callum in. It's a short one, and they're going to do an onside kick, and Kabongo has to be aggressive, and he is. Kabongo to the 20. Kabongo taken down to the 15. Good work by Daniel Kabongo. They tried a little onside pooch kick, and Kabongo was aggressive. We talked to Gaetan Richard before the game about the play in the CFL where you kick it over the original line of scrimmage, just that little pooch kick, and recover it yourself, and you can get a first down. That's not allowed in amateur football, but that was sort of the variation, trying to get a guy onside on a short kick with the wide receiver here.
Yeah, and then the kicker, the idea being that the kicker now goes, 2 guys eligible to come up and try and get that ball before it gets into the hands of a returner. So smart play, quick play, but Weston was ready.
So first possession for the Mustangs. There's Jamal on the long out, and he's got about 6 yards on the play, and there is a player down for the Gaels.
Holding his knee by the looks of it.
And it does not look good.
This was a long play. That got thrown to the field side, and it looked like it held up in the air forever, but enough that the receiver for Western was able to pick up the first down. Mohsen Jamal, 5 yards on the play.
So Van Wishart, who's been in on a couple of big tackles, including a sack down on the play, having his left knee examined right now by the medical staff. In the first half, it was Evan Hillock was 10 of 17, had that one critical interception that was returned for a touchdown. 124 yards in total, 1 touchdown. Savon Magne-Jones, 5 receptions, 51 yards. Seth Robertson, 3 receptions, 65 yards, and the touchdown. Robertson had also on that touchdown drive where he scored that big play of 46 yards right down the seam where he made a nice catch over his head. So Wishart is being helped off the field. And the Mustangs will have 2nd down and 5 coming up. Mustangs haven't been able to get much going on the ground today. Just 6 rushing attempts for a total of 33 yards. Troy Thompson on just 2 carries, 21 yards. Thompson is the feature back. Craig Coleman is the blocking back. 3 receivers to the left for Hillock. They go in motion. Thompson, play action. Hillock back to pass. Down the sidelines. Oh, and it's well read by the defensive back. And it's going to be incomplete. Jared Suwe on the knockdown. And he did a great job shadowing Mohsen Jamal.
Yeah, defensively, this was great coverage by the defensive back for Queens. He was all over Jamal in his route, and if that ball was thrown any more inside and towards the infield, that was an interception. I mean, luckily Hillock was able to get that to the outside and limit the opportunity for an interception, but great defensive play.
So here's Williamson, back to punt. Takes his time. Spiral off to the sidelines. A little short. And it's O'Neill taken down immediately. Good tackle downfield. I believe that was the backup receiver Xavier Allen on the play, along with backup linebacker.
Yeah, great coverage by the punt
Olivier
team.
Bouteau.
Great coverage by the punt team getting downfield. I mean, 2 purple jerseys all over the ball carrier as soon as he catches it without being contested by a blocker. Nicely done. I mean, great job limiting the return, and now they are sticking Queens at the 41-yard line.
So Vreeken with instructions from the sideline. 11 minutes to play in this third quarter. Western leading by 2 points, 19-17. Seen a number of big plays in this game, including a pick six and a kick return for a touchdown. First down, Gaels from their 46. Cesare looking to get outside. Bounces by 1, slips down, gain of 1 on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Cesare was able to get outside the tackle box, but just strung out to the sidelines.
Yep, against Queens, just extending that line. They run sort of a zipper yak where they bring the wide receiver across to the far side of the line and just trying to run inside, but nothing there. So the running back bounces it, but again, he's only able to pick up a few yards before the Western defenders close on him and limit his gain.
Nice leverage by Riley McLeod, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, inside-out leverage was great on that play.
2nd and 10. Western just rushing 4. Vreeken back the pass. Oh, and it's over the middle, and it's broken up. Great play. Oh, and there's a flag late. And it looks like it's going to be unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. I thought Jackson Findlay did a terrific job that time.
Oh, he closed perfectly on that ball. Got that one arm extended just to push in there and punch that ball out, not allow it to be received. Now, if the receiver was able to receive it, he would have had a nice tackle on the play, but great athletic defensive play by Findlay.
Yeah, I was going to say, Soren Hulschmidt was probably a step late on that play as he delivered the blow. So the penalty extends the drive. Western only had 1 penalty in that first half for just 5 yards, the offside. So 15 yards on the penalty. Vreeken quickly to the outside, off his hands. Oh, dangerous play. Nico Quimo couldn't secure the little screen pass, and luckily the ball fell innocently to the turf. 2nd and 10. He had Findlay closing fast, and so was Panabaker.
Panabaker was right there. Had he caught that ball, he was going to pay a price for catching it because Panabaker was coming downfield hard. That could have been the best-case scenario. That ball could also have been easily picked off by one of the 2 Western defenders, so Queens gets away with a lucky one on that play.
So 2nd and 10 for the Gaels. 47-yard line of the Mustangs. 3 receivers to the right. Cesare on the run. And then he runs into linebacker Riley McLeod. And it's going to be 3rd down. Max Nixon also on the scene there. So good job by the Mustang linebackers staying home as Cesare, they tried to outnumber them at the point of attack.
Yeah, Western's doing a great job in the second half right now, limiting the amount of yards that they are trying to get on first down, which puts the Gaels into an awkward position on that 2nd down conversion. And, they tried to go for a run on 2nd and long there, and Western's there for the tackle for a small gain.
Western bringing a little pressure. Nice punt that time. Callum angles it out of bounds. That's his best effort of the day. So let's see where the referee marks it. He says it's at the 10-yard line. So no return as Callum knocks it out of bounds. It's going to be a net of about 30 yards. However, no chance for a Mustang return. We've seen Kabongo take a kick return back in the first half for a score. Sophie Hoffman is the Western Mustangs Athlete of the Week from women's lacrosse. In the gold medal game, she made 20-plus saves. She only allowed 16 goals in 4 games the Mustangs played on the weekend. As the women's lacrosse team are OUA champions, congratulations to Sophie Hoffman, Western Mustangs Athlete of the Week. First down, Stangs. Dolby is the deep back. Quick to the outside. Savon Magne-Jones on the catch to the 18. It's going to be a gain of about 8 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and short as the Mustangs just run a little isolation play for their All-Canadian.
Yep, I mean, he's just coming across the line about 6 or 7 yards, turned around, and Queens has been running something very similar with their receivers. But as a small guy, he went up, grabbed that ball, it was zipped out there in a hurry, comes down and is able to secure it for the 8-yard gain.
So Rancourt into the game. Look at how tight the splits the Mustangs have on this third down play, and then Rancourt with the surge, and he's going to get on second effort over the 20. So it looks like the Mustangs are going to have the first down. Late rip again. Here's Muwembi, once again, in the middle of the action, getting a little bit of a discussion from one of the referees. That's the back judge, Andre Ledoux, having a conversation with Olivier Muwembi.
And a nice job by Western, backed up 10-yard line in their own end. They're able to get that ball out, get a first down, and fresh set of downs here from the 21. So you get backed up that way, and it gets a little bit challenging, a little bit of a stressor for the offensive coordinator to call the right play to try and move the ball.
1st and 10, ball's now at the 21-yard line. Play action. Hillock with time. Going down the middle. Boston Jamal has it. Midfield. Taken down at the Gaels' 43-yard line. Right down the seam. Mawson Jamal with a big play from Evan Hillock. So Hillock, lots of time back there, and it was Jamal running free down the seam. So Dolby is the back. 3 receivers to the right. Perini on the line to the left. Play action. Hillock under pressure. Hillock now rolling out to his right. Looking for a receiver. Drops it off. Just kind of throws it in the ground. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. No one was available for Hillock as he rolled out of the pocket.
No. Had he had a little bit more time to set up there, he would have had some options because Saval Magne-Jones was streaking down the sideline, and I think he was just clearing out of the corner's coverage. But all of a sudden, a Queens player showed up on the edge, and he had to pull it and go, and that sort of
interesting formation there that they brought in Sandro Perini as the tight end.
Yeah.
And Craig Coleman as the up back, trying to catch Queens in a numbers game. 3 receivers to the left. Play action. Hillock back to pass. Down the seam. Oh, and it's almost just behind Savon Magne-Jones. Couldn't bring it in. Boy, the timing was there. Accuracy was off by maybe a foot.
Yeah, just a foot. Just behind him, but still almost able to pull that ball in with one hand behind him. I mean, that ball comes in pretty quick with Hillock throwing it, however.
So, down in Waterloo, Windsor has now taken a slim lead over the Golden Hawks, 8-7 with about 4:45 to play in the third quarter. So Williamson has O'Neill and Vanek back. One's just in the goal line, one's on the goal line. Williamson takes his time. Boy, if Williamson had his head up, ball drops at the 1 and then pops into the end zone. So Aiden O'Neill able to bring it out of the end zone, and the Gaels will scrimmage from their 20. 6:22 to play. Western with a slim 2-point lead in this OUA semifinal game, and you're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it. stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
First down, Gaels. Ball on their own 20-yard line. There's Cesare on the handoff. Gets around the first one. Oh, but strung out again. Good job by the Mustangs on their pursuit. Cesare escaped the first tackler, but then was angled out again. Nice play by Riley McLeod.
Yeah, Riley McLeod was right there off the edge as soon as he popped around, and he just basically followed him and strung it out all the way to the sideline. So nice defensive play by Western and Riley McLeod. And then he had a halfback in a corner cutting it off as well, so he had nowhere to go. Nice defensive play.
So loss of 1 on the play. Vreeken with 3 receivers to his right, isolation to the left. Vreeken looking to his right, under pressure, rolls back to his left, throws it down, into a cloud of players, and it drops incomplete.
Yeah,
it's going to be third down. Boy, that was a gamble by Vreeken.
I don't think you try and force that one in there. You had 2 purple jerseys around 2 gold jerseys. I mean, I think you're better off just trying to throw that ball away and get out of that without any
I think that's a troubles. Quarterback just trying to make something
happen. Yeah. But that something could have been bad for you. So, no matter. 3rd and 9.
So here's Callan again to punt, this time not from midfield, from his own 6-yard line. See if Western brings pressure. No, they're just going to be safe. Callan, nice punt. Sends Maseri back. Lets it drop. Picks it up at the 30. And then Maseri gets out to the 37. Nice punt by Aiden Callan to get the Queens defense a little breathing room. Mustangs were looking to occupy the Queens territory following that, but a booming punt over Maseri's head. Mustang fans, are you looking for Mustangs gear? The bookstore and Book Plus at Western, or shop online at bookstore.uwo.ca. So the Mustangs have the ball on their own 37-yard line. 5 minutes to play, leading by 2, 19-17 in this OUA semifinal. There's Thompson on the carry. And Thompson's met, but keeps going. But then taken down. This is a battle of attrition it's turning into. Neither running game can get on track. Troy Thompson had a good head of steam there, but ultimately just 1 yard on the play, Todd.
Yeah. Both teams just run an inside zone, back and forth. And, when you're used to seeing this from your own offense from week after week, the defense is often able to read off this really well. And the whole idea is just to sort of find the gap every once in a while for that big play. And both defenses doing a good job shutting it down.
3 receivers to the right for Evan Hillick. Under pressure, going down the seam. He's got Seth Robertson caught. 25-20. Seth Robertson again. Getting behind Ashton Miller-Melanson for a big gain.
That was a fantastic ball thrown by Evan Hillick. Bam, that thing was on a rope. It was tight, the nose over, right into the arms of number 11 for Western. Seth Robertson for the first down. The big explosive play.
50 yards on the reception. Robertson is over 100 for the afternoon. Thompson on the carry. Has some room up the middle. Thompson puts his shoulder down, is taken down at the 10, but he has a first down for the Mustangs. Troy Thompson with a nice tough run.
Yeah, Troy Thompson running that ball like that, it's like insult to injury after you've just given up a big gain, and now he's going to come and pound the ball at you. But Western did a nice job blocking this up. And, again, it's just another inside zone. But Craig Coleman coming across for the big block on the defensive tackle and is able to spring Thompson for the first down.
First down, play action. Hillick back to pass, has time, directing traffic. Hillick now looking to escape to his right. Hillick looking downfield. Hillick trying to buy time. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Savon. Magne Jones. And a terrific job by Evan Hillick to buy time, roll to his right, direct traffic, and find his favorite target in the end zone. And the Mustangs now up 25-17.
Phil Jeffs, number 58, offensive line for Western, really helped to set this play up because this was, like you said, was scrambling. 58 makes that saving block there on 96, so he's coming back for Evan Hillick, and that's able to spring him and give him some time on the edge for the comeback route from his receiver.
So 11 yards on the reception for number 13. It was the second TD pass of the day for Evan Hillock. High snap. However, Robertson gets it down. And Garrity is good again. Make that 44 in a row for Brian Garrity as an extra point. So the Mustangs give themselves a little bit more of a cushion. Now 9-point lead, 3:04 to play in this third quarter. Key play in that drive has to be, though, as nice as that was of a job by Evan Hillock to evade the pressure and roll back to his right. That ball he threw to Seth Robertson, just fantastic.
Yeah, that was picture perfect. I mean, that ball was as good of a spiral as you can get and with the perfect yardage. And when a receiver can run under a ball and take it for some yards, that is a perfect scenario for an offense.
So Garrity will tee it up on the 45. Here we watch it from the end zone cut, looking to direct traffic. And then Hillock rolls out to the right. And then Magne Jones, as the receiver lost his footing, Magne Jones had all sorts of time to plant him in the end zone. So Garrity, a short kick to about the 12, and here's Vanek trying to go wide, and it's hunted down by the Mustangs. Nice placement by Brian Garrity. Good coverage downfield. Receiver had a long way to run, or the returner had a long way to run. There's a flag at the end of the play. Someone's going to get called for unnecessary, unsportsmanlike conduct here.
Again, another example of Western special teams at work here. And, I mean, the Western wave just came downfield, and there was bodies, purple bodies everywhere, nowhere for the goal to run. And
it's on Queens.
Queens is having a hard time setting up blocks on the kickoff team, against the kickoff team and against the punt team, and we're not getting great returns in the second half.
So a terrible start for Queens. Talk about adding insult to injury. It's unnecessary roughness after the play. It is the full measure of the penalty. It's not half the distance. So Queens will have to start this drive on their 1 yard line. 2:58 to play.
And after going down 9 points now, with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third quarter, this is not the field position you want to start from with your next series.
So you can hear the Mustang faithful getting to their feet, making it loud. The tremor on the camera. The result of that, 1st and 10 from their own 1. Cesare on the handoff. Spins, gets maybe 2, maybe 3. There's a ball out. Western says they have it. Let's see where the referee, I have no signal from the ref that he was down. So Lawrence Bowers-Kane comes up from the bottom of the pile with the ball. There's a flag late. Let's see what the referee says. Trainers coming onto the field. There's a hurt player. So let's see if there's another flag late.
I think there's some people yapping on the field right now, and this is going to cause some penalties. And, you know, Western's doing a good job building momentum and gaining field position here. They don't want to be taking any silly penalties and costing themselves yards.
And it looks like the referee will say that, well, based on the huddle, kind of surprised the coach. Well, taking the opportunity, Steve Snyder is going to walk out, take a look at his player, but also address his offense.
Yeah, like, come on, pull it together here. Let's settle down. Don't cost ourselves penalties and shoot ourselves in the foot here. We need to build and gain momentum in field position, not lose it. But Western and Queens players were pretty quick to call on the training staff here, so you have to think this injury is maybe a little bit more significant than a regular one. So obviously he's still down, he's slow to get up, and the trainers are looking at him, and Coach Snyder clearly concerned.
So the Mustangs on the big fumble recovery. Take over on the 10-yard line. So unnecessary roughness on the flying Aussie, Ryan Bartleson, and unsportsmanlike conduct. And so the Mustangs, huge turnover have the ball on the 10. And this could be a major turning point of the game, Coach. Just scored a touchdown, pinned the team deep. Now's the time, as we say, not to get too graphic, to go for the jugular.
Yeah, this is a very inopportune fumble for Queens, especially when it's on your own 10-yard line. And now Western has the definite momentum advantage. And, yeah, this could really put things away and be the stake through the heart, if you will.
One of the things Western has not been able to do, though, establish the running game. Let's see if they stick to the air or use Ethan Dolby, who is the featured back right now. Receivers go in motion for Evan Hillick. First down. Dolby on the handoff. Dolby drives. Dolby is taken down after a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to be second down. Make it 9.
And again, you can't get away from this. I mean, Ethan Dolby is a new guy. He's sort of live fire right now against a full defending team. You've got to give him a few carries, and he's not necessarily going to have big breakers to start his tenure here as running back. So you have to kind of give him some opportunities to make mistakes, you know, to learn to read at full speed. And if you do that, it will come. And you're going to need him down the stretch.
It's a bend but don't break moment for the Gaels. Ottawa unable to score. Western's been able to do it multiple times, but this is a key moment. Hillick going to the corner of the end zone, and he overthrows his receiver. He was looking for Braden Masseri. Same play that they were able to connect on the touchdown with last week. Masseri unable to bring it in, overthrew everybody. And so Queens, I think, will take this as a bit of a moral victory, a field goal attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 points coming out of this position is not a bad thing for Queens, for sure. And I think Western would agree that they would rather come away with 7 also. But you know what? 3 points right now is just 3 more points towards the, the victory at the end of the game. So Western wants to do better, but.
So Garrity with Robertson as his holder. Ball's going to be on the 16-yard line. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. And so that is Garrity's second 16-yard field goal, but I think the Mustang coaching staff will be a bit disappointed to get the ball on the 10-yard line and unable to convert into a major when Queens, looking at the number of penalties and just looking a little discombobulated, really could have put the screws to him right here.
Yeah, and again, it has a lot to do with, the fact that you don't have the 2 best running backs in the province in your backfield for Western. And, Troy Thompson is a great running back, and he's been pounding the ball in there. But Ethan Dolby, getting some load, getting some carries, just not able to get in there. And if you can't get that first set of yards on first down, that kind of limits your playbook with the second down conversion.
So first down, under a minute to play in this third quarter. Play action. Vreeken, back to pass, drops it off into the flats. He's got O'Neill on the reception, and O'Neill fumbles it. And it's out of bounds, and it's the Mustangs' ball. It's the Mustangs' ball. Aidan O'Neill says it was no catch. Not often do you see a receiver advocating for no catch. And in Canadian football, for those unaware, don't have to possess it, just the last team to touch it going out of bounds. So nice tackle from behind. O'Neill had good space here, but it's Lawrence Bowers-Kane, who came up with the last fumble, now forces this one. And it's Jake Saunders, who was able to knock it out of bounds. So the Mustangs on back-to-back drives force a fumble. They have the ball on the Queens 50-yard line, coming up to 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Receivers go in motion. Dolby with the handoff, gets maybe 2. Ethan Dolby just with a straight-ahead plunge. And it's going to be second down and long for the Stangs.
I think that was Troy Thompson on the carry there, Tommy.
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah.
26 over 29. So Thompson remains in. Offset to the right. Receivers go in motion, seeing if Queens plays their hand as they approach the line. Jamal isolated to the right. Masseri to the left. Robertson, Magne Jones, the inside receivers. Quickly the outside, there's Masseri on the screen. Can't get around the first one. Masseri keeps driving forward, but he's going to be short. Oh, nice tackle that time.
And it looks like Masseri may have twisted an ankle on the way down.
So 12 minutes to play down the road in Laurier, and Windsor now with an 8-point lead, 15-7. So it's going to be third down here, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Western now leads 29-17, 15 minutes left to decide this OUA semifinal. You're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Fourth quarter about to get underway. 15 minutes left to decide this OUA semifinal. It is Western 29, Queens 17. Great quarter defensively for the Mustangs, as they limited Queens both on the ground and in the air. Here's A.J. Williamson now for the first play of this fourth quarter. It's third and about 3. The Mustangs are going to punt. Williamson gets it away, high, angling it towards the sideline. Oh, and it bounces to the return man who fumbles it. Is he able to recover it? I think he does, but it's going to be a rouge. Single for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's
as Aiden O'Neill, who fumbled on the last possession to give the Mustangs the ball.
That's a bit of a risky move. You know, he would have been smart to just allow that to go out had it been rolling that direction. But I think at the last second he decided he's going to pick it up and try and get it out of bounds, get the ball to the 20. And in the doing so, almost cost his team the opposite.
However, for 1 point, you get 35 yards. Not a bad exchange.
No. At this point, 1 point's not the be-all, end-all, but the 35-yard line certainly is a big helper.
So Vrieken, who looked sharp in the first half, looks a little off in the second half after 6 weeks off. It's Anthony Souls after Jared Cesare was hurt on the last drive. So Souls looks to be the featured back now. Drops it off, almost intercepted. Great play by Max Nixon, stepping in front of Aiden O'Neill. Little short dump off. Nixon read it well, and it's second down.
Yeah, Nixon played that route great. I mean, right on his hip, and as the receiver settles up, Nixon makes a quick move on him, is able to get that hand in there.
So 2nd and 10. Souls offset to the left. Western just showing a little pressure up the middle. Vrieken well protected, takes a hit late, but he's got his receiver, Nico Quimo, with the catch, and they're to midfield. 20 yards on the reception.
So Robert Panabaker on the defense of that receiver, and this receiver again is able to sort of come off of him a little bit, and they time it up perfectly for that catch in the zone. Luckily, Panabaker was able to come up and secure the tackle, and his buddies were able to come in and help, but not after a big first down gain.
So Western brought pressure that time, and this time, as you see, no receivers to the right. Henning going out down the middle, and it's almost intercepted, and it is deflected into Jackson Finley's arms. Richard Adu can't believe he missed it, but Jackson Finley was there to clean it up, and it's 3 possessions in a row that Queens have turned it over, and this Western defense has been outstanding in the second half.
Yeah, they had purple defenders all over the middle of the field there in that zone, and Dubofor, as you said, just misses the outstretched hands of him, but the receiver gets a piece of it, shielded just enough that he can't secure the easy catch, and Finley there on the bobble to pick up the ball out of the air and take it back for a few yards, and a first down for Western.
So the Mustangs only able to get 4 points off the last 2 turnovers. Hillock on first down. Looking to the outside. Rolling to his right. Trying to find a receiver. There's going to be a hold on the play as he throws it over the medical tent. Out of bounds. And it looked like the right tackle. Thought it was Phil Jeffs. May have been holding up Justin Pace as Hillock tried to get around the end. And it's going to be second down. And again, you see, Todd, lack of a running game by the Mustangs. Traditionally, we'd see in this part of the game. I mean, the Mustangs haven't abandoned the running game, but usually we'd see them on a possession like this try to establish the running.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, again, when you feel like you don't have quite the same level of effectiveness or quality options on the ground, you know, you're going to let your team, your offense do what they're good at doing, and that's throwing the ball around with Evan Hillock.
So 1st and 20. Ball's on the 37-yard line. Hillock with Jamal and Robertson to his right. Magne Jones and Masseri to his left. And Hillock down the sidelines. And Savon Magne Jones with the catch. And he's taken down. Oh, it's going to be a gain of, if it's not 20, it's 19. Magne Jones highlighting why he is such a special player. So it's going to be second down and short. He just drops it in there. And you have commented how well Magne Jones, after he catches the ball, makes that first player miss and then just finds a small spot to get that extra yard or two.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing after he caught that ball, but you got to catch the ball first, and he always does that really well. And just the way he was able to twist out of that.
On second and short, up under center, looking for a soft spot, takes a hit, spins off, takes another hit, and Rancourt, the pile moves. He's going to have a first down, it looks like.
Ooh, you're in that
pinball
first
action
down.
from Jerome Rancourt.
You're in that first down.
And the referee gives the signal as the Mustangs are in Queens territory. Jerome Rancourt took a number of hits, and it's going to be a first down, Mustangs, under 12 minutes to play.
Well, I was a little worried for a second because Rancourt kind of slips off and tries to work his way down the line, and he had a few Queens defenders there, but he's able to slip back inside off of them and pick up the hard-fought-for first down.
So Rancourt gets the tough first down.
But again, when you're 6'5", 248 pounds, that kind of gives you a bit of a physical advantage to pick up those yards that you need.
I think he's only outweighed by the defensive line of Queens.
He's a big boy.
First down, Mustangs, inside Gaels territory. Hillock looks over the defense, high snap, quickly to the outside. He's got Savon Magne Jones, who catches, turns upfield. Magne Jones makes one man miss, spins back, taken out at the 30-yard line. Doesn't look like he's going fast, but he's just so smooth.
And I can tell you, as a defensive back, and especially as a corner, when you see him in space catching the ball, when you come up to make that tackle, you better make sure you're under control because he will make you miss in a hurry. And if you are the last one, the last line of defense on that edge, and he makes you miss, he's gone for the races to the touchdown. And the defender, did a good job there and allowed his friends some time to come over and help out with the tackle, and not before a big first down gain.
110 yards now on the game for Savon Magne Jones. First down, Mustangs, coming up to 10 minutes to play. Leading by 13 following the single. High snap. And then it's Thompson on the carry. Makes one miss and then taken down after a gain of 4, maybe 4.5. Second down and a long 5 coming up for the Stangs.
But you see this play in particular where normally you might have at Yazbek or Edwards, there was that little gap in space to the left on the field side. They usually would have gashed that and gotten outside and maybe picked up some extra yards, where Troy Thompson doesn't quite have that same explosive speed but is able to pound it for an extra yard or two inside.
Ethan Dolby now into the backfield. Robertson, Jamal wide to the left. Magne Jones isolated to the right. Double tight formation for the Mustangs. Dolby on the carry. Oh, runs into a wall, keeps going, takes a low hit, and Dolby just able to get back to the line. So Mustangs maybe telegraphed a little bit on that with the formation coach. Looked like they were in a solid run formation. However, playing it safe, middle of the field, 25-yard line, and now you bring your reliable Brian Garrity out for a field goal attempt. So Robertson is going to have the hold right in the middle of the park. It'll be a 32-yard attempt. Garrity so far, 2 of 2 today. Coming in, he was 17 of 24. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. And it's good. And Garrity now makes it a 16-point game, 8:55 to play.
All right, so now Queens is going to have to start to dig deep here and really make something happen because they're getting themselves backed up into a hole that might be tough to climb out of with 8:55 left in the fourth quarter. You know, I think Western's done a great job taking the running game away, so I think we have to expect the ball to go to the air here and let your number one running or quarterback that you've missed all season do what he can do.
Great point. So 5 receivers. Souls is the lone back. Taking the handoff. Run up front. And Souls keeps the legs churning. And the ruck gets a gain of 9.
Yeah, nice
as
push.
His offensive linemen come in to push at the end. In the other semifinal, with 8 minutes to go, it is Laurier and Windsor now tied at 14. So 2nd and 1. Souls is their short yardage specialist in the running game, so he stays in. Henning and Silverson, slot back and blocking tight end, come in. Vreeken, play action, looking to go over the top. Has time, down the middle. And then it's well defended by Jackson Finley. And it's going to be 3rd down. And is it 3 down time?
I think at this point you're going to have to go for it on 3rd down. I thought there might have been a little bit of handsy contact on the receiver by the defensive back there in terms of just keeping that separation limited, but obviously didn't get picked up. But, yeah, this is 3rd down territory here. You got to go for this now. And, I'm surprised they didn't take a little shot running the ball on the 2nd down before taking that shot
maybe they
downfield.
realize it's 3rd down territory.
Yeah.
They were going to go for it anyway. So Vreeken, high snap to Souls. Oh, bangs his way for a 1st down. Give him 2.5 on the play. Big shot by Souls, and it looks like, is there a...
Boom.
Riley McLeod.
Yeah, you're always going to feel that when you run into Riley McLeod, but a good 1st down gain by Queens.
So 1/2 of the final quarter is now gone by. Final 7 minutes, 15 seconds to play. Western up by 16. Queens with the ball. Have to make something happen. Souls on the carry. Oh, but Max von Muhldorfer with the tackle in the backfield. No loss on the play, but no gain either.
The big
2nd and long.
The big bear swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage there, and he's waiting for him. He's just
looks like no one even blocked him.
No, it looks like they shed off of that offensive lineman. I think the offensive lineman went down to the next guy, and no one picked him up, and he had a purple wave in front of him.
2nd and long. Vreeken looking to his left. Now, rolling out to his right. Vreeken looking to escape. Throws it down. High. Caught. Nice catch. And it's going to be a 1st down. And it looks like Nico Cuomo with the catch at the Mustang 45. Nice little touch by Vreeken that time, dropping it in the hole.
Great job by Vreeken, just being patient, doesn't see anything there, rolls out of the pocket, comes around, takes his time, and finds a target coming back for the ball. And, again, to Queens...
had to be near perfect because 2 guys were right
on his back. But the Queens receivers have been doing a great job coming back towards the line of scrimmage to try and create separation and secure those balls.
44-yard line. Vreeken back to pass. Drops it in the slot. Low. Caught, though. That's Aiden O'Neill. Secures it at about the 37-yard line. That's a gain of about 7 on the play.
Vreeken doing a nice job nickel and diming the ball down the field.
time is not quite a factor right now.
No, I mean, you don't
need to score.
You don't need to take the big shots right now, but this, you know Western's going to be a little bit softer and playing a little bit of zone, so just take those little shots, those 5, those 6-yarders, and progress the ball. Get your first downs.
So Souls is offset to the right. 3-by-2 in the receiver set. Vreeken back to pass, drops it off. There's Aiden O'Neill, steps out of bounds at the 30, just in front of the Western defender. That was Chris Cameron Kogler who pushes them out of bounds, and it's a first down for the Gaels.
And nice job hurdling the camera girl on the sideline.
Home 30. Camera woman. 7 yards. 7 yards, first down.
So the photographer gets a up close and personal shot. So first down Gaels, need to score. Need to score a touchdown on this drive. Souls is offset to the right. 3-by-2 to the left for receivers. Souls on the carry. Oh, and Western timed it up well. Vreeken did well to get out of the handoff.
Oh, yeah. Western was in there in a hurry. They had 2 defenders coming through the line almost untouched into the backfield to disrupt the play. And like to your point, Vreeken barely gets the ball off.
That's almost how you get a lower leg broken. Watch as the player just ends up right at his ankle. Second down and long. Souls offset to the right. 3 receivers to Vreeken's right. He's looking that way. Now back over the middle. Vreeken has time. And it's knocked down. Great play by Lawrence Bowers-Kane to get a hand in there. And it's going to be third down. So Vreeken steps up. Has his receiver, but Lawrence Bowers-Kane just in front of him knocks it down.
He gets an acrobatic tip of the ball.
So rather than go for it on third and long, Queen's electing. So Tyler Mullen is in for the 38-yard field goal. His long this year, 41, so well within his range. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So now the lead is 13, 4:26 to play. And there's a timeout on the field, and we'll come back with the final 4:26 of action next. Western leads Queens 33-20, and you're watching Mustangs football on OUA TV.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Unbelievable. History has repeated itself.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
4:26 to play. Western leads 33-20. Bit of a debate up in the press box, Coach, on whether or not the right call on third down. Kick in the field goal, you're still down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions now. So, yeah. So
well, you were 2-point conversions. Now it's just 13 points. First down, Mustangs. Hillick, play action. Quickly the outside. Magne Jones on the reception. Magne Jones shakes, shuffles, and he's got a first down, and he's out to midfield. And the Mustangs with a big first down. put it in the hands of their playmaker, Savon Magne-Jones, who's at about 125 for the game. And Evan Hillick is now over 300 yards passing on the game.
And there he goes. The slippery rabbit gets the ball and gets up the field, wiggling his way out of a couple potential tacklers.
Catch for Savon Magne-Jones, which is a season high, I believe. Hillick puts receivers in motion. Handing the ball off. Ooh, not much room up front. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Ethan Dolby having more touches today than before in his Mustang career and not finding a lot of room. With 2:42 to play, Laurier has found a little offensive life. They now lead Windsor 21-14. Certainly have turned it around in the fourth quarter on that game.
Well, we know they're good at that after turning it around 2 weeks ago against Western. I mean, they're not afraid to work hard to show some resilience to come back after being down. So
Dolby comes out. Troy Thompson comes in. Play clock down to 2. Just get it off, and they call a timeout. Ooh, Coach Marshall didn't have trust in his center. So with 2:46 to play, Western at 2nd and 10, leading by 13. First down is a huge play here. If not, then it's A.J. Williamson back to punt, who's been doing a good job, but in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, they had the punt blocked last week. First down answers a lot of questions, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a big stand for Queens here. If they can show, that they can make a stop here, that can create some momentum for them that they are going to need to get this ball the other way and try and get those points on the board that they require to keep this game close. This is a big stand here. Now, to their benefit, Western, they know, have not been good on 2nd down conversions so far today. So
clock will start on the snap of the ball. 3-minute timing rules now in effect. Unique to Canadian football. Jamal is wide to the right. Inside of him is Seth Robertson. Inside of him is Savon Magne-Jones. To the left, isolated is Braden Masseri. Troy Thompson is lone back. Hillick to Thompson. Thompson, not much room. Keeps his legs going. Gain of about 2 on the play. And so with 2:40, it'll be 3rd down. And A.J. Williamson will come in to punt. And they put this back on the backs of their defense to stop the Gaels. Not much room there for Thompson.
Nope, just running that little power queen play inside.
So 2 returners back, Vanek and O'Neill. Masseri just walked slowly off the sideline. And it's a timeout by Queens. This will stop the clock, or it won't start until. So Queens electing to take the timeout now. So that's their first timeout. Here's Steve Snyder, head coach, 3rd year, I believe, down at Queens. 3rd year at Queens or 4th year?
No, he'd be longer than that. He
was here in 2017.
Yeah, he went in there.
And he was here in 2018.
So just before COVID is when he headed down there. I remember because he was at our school recruiting John Pantazopoulos in his last year. In Steve's first year at Queens.
So Williamson looking for the snap. It's back. Not much pressure. Takes his time. Drives it down to O'Neill at the 12. O'Neill looking to go wide. And O'Neill is squeezed down at about the 20. Nice kick. Nice coverage. And now the Western defense with 2:30 to play know what they have to do. Up by 13 points. No, Todd, I think the game plan here, and as a head coach, the clock is now your friend. You need to make Queens take as much time as possible to score a touchdown.
Yeah, and this is where Coach Gleason's bend, don't break defense, is very good. His defensive backs are going to give a little bit of room, but nothing over top, everything underneath you. Let them get away with the short routes, come up, make that tackle, keep that clock going. You can see the DBs all at the first down marker to start.
So Vreeken, under pressure, Rolls out, drops it off. Oh, and it's knocked out. Oh, and he's going to call a flag. Panabaker.
A little early on that one.
I think it was for a headshot.
Coach Marshall not happy with the call, but
I think if you look at this, Panabaker just hit him on the shoulder.
So here's the replay on the last play.
So Vrican rolls out.
Yeah, he was definitely early on that one. Put his shoulder down before the ball ever touched him. So that is actually a great call by the referees and a fair one. It's the right call. And just a little bit over-aggressive on that play defensively to take that quick early shot at the receiver. Had the receiver touched the ball, it would have been a great little shoulder tackle. But, again, just a little early. So
2:22 to play. Vrican with Souls in the backfield. 3 receivers to his left, just 1 to his right. Western looking to pressure Vrican a little bit on this drive. Here's Buchanan on the rush. Buchanan is hauled down. No call in the play. Vrican over the middle, and it's intercepted. Jackson Finley with the pick. That's probably going to do it, Coach. Jackson Finley with a beautiful interception. He had the pick 6 in the last game against Queens and a huge interception with just 2:13 left. Vrican looking for time. Cardinal sin, throw it against the grain.
Yeah, throwing against the grain, especially when you got someone like Jackson Finley in the middle of the field. He just comes flying across, gets there before the ball gets there, and is able to take it away from the receiver. Nice play by the safety for Western.
So Western just looking to keep possession, use as much clock as possible. Queens, I believe, has 1 timeout. Queens will get the ball back, I'm sure, unless Western can grind out a couple of first downs. Receivers go in motion. There's Dolby on the carry. Cuts through, and he's by the defense. There's Dolby to the 10. Keeps on his feet, the 5, touchdown. Ethan Dolby with a great run into the end zone, and that's going to do it.
Great job. Dolby's been trying to get that at least one run broken out all day. He's been swallowed up most of the day, but what a great play showing what he can do. Finds the hole, hits it, bounces off 1 tackle, is able to pull away, gets 1 shoelace tackle, 2nd shoelace tackle, is able to evade, and gets it into the end zone. Nice run by the young running back out of St. Thomas, Parkside Collegiate. Well done.
Ethan Dolby. Putting the nail in the coffin here. 2:02 to play. And Western will call timeout. I don't know why you call a timeout on an extra point. Why don't you just take the time delay?
Yeah.
So from about 53 yards, Dolby picks his way through the linebackers, into the secondary, goes through 1 tackle, a 2nd, and into the end zone.
And there's that breakaway speed that Western desperately needs right now. Troy Thompson, again, great at pounding the ball inside, but they need that breakaway running back who can get to the edge or, heck, in this case, get up the middle, find some space, and turn on the jets to get away from the defenders. And what a great job, what a strong job countering 2 shoelace tackles, which by all, accounts probably would have taken down many other running backs, able to stay on his feet and rumble in for that touchdown. Great first touchdown by Ethan Dolby.
So we often say football is a game of 2 separate and distinct halves. It was 19-17 at the halfway mark. Western has outscored Queens 20-3 as Alex Vrican, who looked poised and on target in the first half, just wasn't the same, and that Queens running game just could not get anything going. All credit to the Western defense. They have forced 3 turnovers in the second half, and the Mustangs look to be hosting the Yates Cup next weekend.
And you really can't expect more from Vrican after being off for 5 weeks. He's did everything today that you needed him to do, would expect him to do, and really in many respects he's helped to keep this Queens Golden Gaels team in the game to this point. But other than the Laurier game 2 weeks ago, Western, this is really the tale of Western's offense. They're more of a second-half team, right? The first half is often close, and they pull away in the second half. Other than the Laurier game where they got up in the first half and didn't quite score as many points as Laurier in the second half, that seems to be their MO. And with Western, you got to be playing perfect. And when the wheels fall off as an opponent, you know what? That hurts. You have to play perfectly.
So Vanek on the kick return, looking for a little lane outside. Finds some room down the sidelines, forced out about the 40. And the Mustang defense. When you think about it, it was a pick six, have only given up 13 points to the Queens Gaels. 20 points overall, but it was a pick six that got them.
Right.
You know, in Western offense, on the flip side, you know, the Western offense has scored 40, but Queens defense really, considering they gave up a kick return for a touchdown, had a fumble on the 10, a fumble on the 50, interception. Like, the Queens defense hasn't, I mean, they're one of the toughest Ds, and I think Western's been equal measure and their pass game's been good, but the Queens defense has been tasked with a big load considering the offensive mistakes.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, as a defense, I think Queens would think that, you know what, we got these guys, their running backs are out, they're two big running backs. You know what, we're just going to have to sit back and take away Evan Hillock's game and, you know, haven't necessarily done the best of jobs of that today. Although in the first half, they did limit Western to, you know, fewer yards than they're used to, only giving up, you know, only allowing 33 rushing yards by Western in the first half, which is unusual to say the least, but also limiting them to 124 passing yards. So they did what they had to do in the first half, but just the second half, not able to sustain that level of pressure or that level of field position.
So it looks like it's going to be a tight finish down in Waterloo, as I believe Windsor is going to get the ball in the red zone. There's Greg Marshall looking to go back to the Eights Cup next week, trying to be the three-peat champion for the Mustangs. 1:50 to play here. Vrieken with Souls in at running back. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Clock has started. Receivers go in motion. Vrieken looking to his right, over the top, and it's... Oh, Panabaker does a nice job to disrupt the play. Thought he may have had a chance for an interception. That ball hung up there, Coach.
Yeah, that was up there a ways. And sometimes the ball hangs up there so long that you think you have a bead on it and you're going to come down with it, but it just hangs up there so long that you just don't time it quite properly. But you know what? He was able to knock the ball down. Very unselfish plays. 3rd down now for Queens, and we'll see what Vrieken has to finish this series off with.
3rd and 8. Vrieken back to pass, down the middle, has his receiver. There's Aiden O'Neill with the reception. They're going to have a 1st down. O'Neill gets the ball into Mustang territory. So the sticks will move, and with 1:35, Queens will continue this possession and extend the game somewhat.
Yeah, and a very passive play by the Western defenders. They're in a bit of a prevent defense right now where they have an umbrella coverage over top and just keeping everything underneath and to the inside so as not to give up the big play or let the ball go out of bounds.
So bringing backside pressure, Max Nixon, Aiden O'Neill on the catch, steps out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. So a little action downfield. Malcolm Fraser in the middle of it. There's some frustration on the Queens offensive lineman.
Yeah, and that can be expected, but Western's going to have to be a
kind of surprised a flag wasn't thrown that late on the play, Coach.
Right. You know what, they just want a minute 23 left. They just want to get this sort of game over without any problems. And, you know, sometimes you throw those flags, it creates a little extra frustration, which can come out on the field.
Evan Florin was the player in the middle of all that ruckus. So I'm going to watch Fraser and Florin. Malcolm Fraser, good defensive tackle, first-year player, going at it in this play. So batted down, 2 players, and it's Florin with the extra shove at the end, and he finally gets the flag.
Panabaker and Chris Cameron Kogler both going for the ball. Adubafor And Cameron Kogler going for the ball. Dubois a little upset that he wasn't able to come down with that. A bit of a dramatic reaction at the end. And the reality is nobody with a gold jersey caught the ball, so everyone should just be happy. Defensive back, so any chance that they get for interception, they like to take it.
So Western looking to go to their 8th straight Yates Cup appearance next weekend. They will host it here against the winner of Laurier-Windsor. Still to be determined. Laurier up by 7. 20 seconds left. Windsor was still a chance. Low snap on this 3rd down. Freaking going over the top. Oh, and trying to make a beautiful catch. Incomplete. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. That is the 4th turnover this half by the Gaels. And Western will take over on the 44-yard line. 1:11 to play. And the Mustangs. Don't think we'll see a situation like we saw out west, Coach, where Calgary just needed to kneel to win, decided to run. Manitoba stripped the ball, able to go into the end zone, score a 2-point convert, and because it was on total points for the year, got the final playoff spot over Calgary. The final play of the game, they could have just kneeled. They didn't.
We call that the Miami these
Miami
days.
is now the name. Oh, Marcel Phillips through the hole. Marcel Phillips is going to the end zone. Where have you been, Marcel Phillips?
Wow. 1
touch, 1 score. I believe that's Marcel Phillips' first career carry.
Yeah. Marcel Phillips, 6 feet, 197 pounds in first year out of Stony Creek, Ontario, with the explosive play up the gut. So good for him.
So Marcel Phillips gets into the game and with an explosive run up the middle. Trey Thompson back on after the celebration.
So a couple of young guys having a go, each getting their first touchdowns of the season and of their Western careers. The last 2 series, Ethan Dobie.
And so a desperation heave in the Laurier game. Looks like that means the Hawks are back here next week to take on the Mustangs. So Marcel Phillips, a little bit of a cherry on the icing on this cake. 47-20, 1:03 to play. And I believe Brian Garrity will diminish his average as he should be kicking the ball out of bounds.
Or a low drive down the field to someone who should not be carrying the ball.
Oh, I would suggest don't risk anything. Just right out of bounds. Just kick it as far as you can right out of bounds. See the ref standing out of bounds? 10 yards wide of him. Let's see how wide it is of that ref out of bounds. Not quite 10. 5 yards wide. Don't let your players get hit. Don't let anyone touch them. You already see some chippiness going back and forth.
I can tell you that kickoff cover team, though, that's not their preference of play. Those are guys that are trying to find spots on the field, and they love every rep and every play they get. So every chance they get to fly down the field to hit someone, they want it. So they're always upset about that play.
So Vrieken comes back in with 1:03 to play. There's Aiden O'Neill on the wide receiver bubble down the sidelines, out of bounds. It'll stop the clock, and O'Neill gets it over into Mustang territory. So the Yates Cup will be here next week as Western looks for their 3rd in a row, taking on the Laurier Golden Hawks. And if it's half as exciting as last 2 weeks ago, will be a great game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a different looking game than 2 weeks ago as well, with the way things are for Western right now, their running back situation. And I would imagine Eric Anderson will be back for next week. We hope that will help Western out immensely, though the Western offensive line has done a good job today with his absence, considering.
I think one of the things you look back at the protection of Evan Hillock, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can, as an offensive coordinator, one of the things that'll keep you up at night is knowing that you don't have your number one and arguably one of the best offensive lines in the country on the line, protecting your number two, I guess, in the league quarterback. But no, they've done a great job today.
So Vreeken, handing the ball off. There's Jaden Kerr on the carry,
who just took a big hit from the Western linebacker. Who was that? Number 34.
Josh Gillum on the tackle. So just coming up under 40 seconds as time slowly bleeds away in this game. Don't think it's any question star of the game to me, Todd, although all the receivers were into it. I got to say, Evan Hillick was just dynamite today.
Yeah, he
Over
did.
300 yards passing. He had that one forced play early on, but recovered from that and did a terrific job finding his receivers, spreading the ball out. And so Evan Hillick is going to, I would say he would get my star of the game.
Yeah,
defensively, who would you think stood out?
I mean, I'm a big Jackson fan. I mean, I think he did a great job in the backfield. He's disruptive back there, even if he's not making direct plays. You know, he's a fun player to watch, and he makes things happen. You know, considering Hillick was potentially not even going to be starting today, you're right. I think he did a fabulous job coming in and taking control of this game, especially when you didn't have a ground game to rely on. So, great smart play by the Western punt returner.
So there's Kabongo, who had a kick return. And really what that did, it was a pick six by Josh McBain that Queens really, didn't show much offensively. Pick six, got that team up. A lot of excitement on the Queens sideline. And immediately Daniel Kabongo takes the kick return down for a touchdown. This crowd comes back to life. And really, I mean, such a dynamic player. Great to, another terrific play from Kabongo.
Big gains on special teteams is a great way to gain momentum and get some excitement going. And when you can score on that, that's even better. And that certainly perpetuates itself into a great offensive momentum.
And that will do it. Western 47, Queens 20. What was 19-17 at halftime, the Mustangs pulled away, with Queens making critical turnovers, 4 in the second half. And the Mustang defense shut them down, only allowing 3 points in the second half. 47-20 for Western over Queens. And so the Mustangs will go on to their 8th Yates Cup in a row and their 16th appearance in the last 18 years. So congratulations to Coach Greg Marshall, the entire staff, and, of course, the players of the Mustangs for just an outstanding second half. Certainly didn't make the mistake of this second half like they did last week.
No, they did not. They did not start as strong as they did last week, but they certainly did not finish as poorly as they did. I mean, again, they only got 51 yards of rushing offense before the last couple big rushes in the fourth quarter by Ethan Dobie and the freshman from Stony Creek, Marcel Phillips, and that changed and swung the statistics line quite a bit. They ended up with 154 yards of rushing by the end of the game.
Queens.
Yeah.
Queens was held. Now, this is the part where I think, you look at the stat sheet and what Queens had done in the second half of the year and really established this run identity for their team. Queens had 29 runs for just 95 yards. The Western run defense was outstanding in shutting it down. And I know Cesare was hurt in the second half, but even when he was in, he was 15 of 64. He averaged 4 yards a carry. That's half of what he normally averages.
Right.
Anthony Stoles was 2.1 yards a carry. That is outstanding run defense. And it starts with the defensive line, but I thought the linebackers also. How many times did we mention Riley McLeod and the pursuit from inside out and stringing guys out of bounds? The linebackers were great. The run defense was spectacular.
And, I mean, look at the difference in the time of possession as well. Western ended up with 40 minutes of possession versus 30 minutes by Queens.
Hold on a second. The game's 70 minutes? Who did this math? Well, Queens had more possession in the first half. I think Western really did a good job in the second half.
Exactly.
We'll check the math. All right, so the game, as we see the players just assemble, it's the pick six that got from Josh McBain 86 yards as he outrushed the Mustangs offense, and it was Queens' first major on the board. 7-3 Queens following that, but immediately answered as Daniel Kabongo takes it at his 13, weaves his way over to the sideline, and then explodes, outrushes the Queens defenders at a 97-yard kickoff return, and the Mustangs were back on top, 10-7. Tyler Mullen had a 23-yard field goal to make it 10-10. There's Nico Quimo with the catch. And we see Henning down to about the 3. And from there, Jared Cesari from 3 yards out. And Queens led 17-10. Beautiful touch down the seam. And a great catch by Seth Robertson. Set the Mustangs up in the red zone from the 11-yard line. And on the next play, they went back to Robertson. Does a little out into the middle between 3 defenders. And Robertson in for a score. And that made it 17-17. Robinson again down the seam in the third quarter. Here's Hillock trying to buy time, rolls back out to his right, directs traffic, and then finds his favorite target, Savon Magne-Jones, in the end zone. Easy score. Magne-Jones had 10 receptions, 128 yards. There, off the hands into Jackson Finley. I think it went through a Richard Adu before it hit the Queens player. And Finley sets up Ethan Dolby, who has this gorgeous 54-yard run for the young player from St. Thomas. And that really was the icing on the cake. That made it 40-20. But hold on. Here's Marcel Phillips from 44 yards. First carry as a Mustang. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. That was the final score. 47-20 for the Mustangs as Jerome Rancourt takes a knee. And the Mustangs go on to the Yates Cup as they host it against the Laurier Golden Hawks next week here at Western Alumni Stadium. That's going to do it for our broadcast today. My thanks to our executive producer, Dan Dirac. Our director is Nick McVickers. Our thanks to the entire crew. Raconteur and statistician extraordinaire Jake Williams up in the booth. My partner is Todd McKay. My name is Tom McConnell. That is our final broadcast for the season on Mustangs TV. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and Western will host the Yates Cup next week here at Western Alumni Stadium. You've been watching Mustangs football.